angry, Aussie, 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 angry, Aussie, Aussie, angry.
All right. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, playing with a new camera. And making a drink for Mrs. Angry to start things off. See, new ones here. Okay. Where's my elf? It's hiding in here somewhere. Pigment to a jam, that's it. Old dirt flower, okie dokie. So let's go. Ooh, where did I put that recipe? Where did I put that recipe? We gotta see what's on the recipe. 1.5 ounces. Alright, that's more than I thought. Oh. Do-do. 1.5 ounces of whiskey. And half an ounce of elderflower. I smell the smoke from the Talisker. Okay, let's chop that up. Chop that up. A little bit louder now. Alright. Alright. Hello, he's just arrived. I'll be over. Oh man, this is smoky. That's as yummy as I remember it. Okay. Made a hot drink. It was a cool-ish day. So I'm just going to take this out to Mrs. Angry. You're welcome. All right. Now I'm back. It's me again once more. I'm back. There we go. Look at that. He's drinking. Goddamn Australians. Celtic. So, I'd reminded Mrs. Angry of a hot drink we both like called Le Pays from the Please Don't Tell cocktail book and cocktail bar in New York. It's chamomile tea, honey, peated whiskey and elderflower liqueur. It's real fucking nice. You found out when you next day. Why does the laugh seem maniacal to me? How long are you waiting for a day off? Oh my god, it's really yummy. And you make it with a peated whiskey, a smoky whiskey. And so it's heated up. So all the smoke aroma was off. The 20th, like a month, 4 weeks. 4 weeks to get a day off. Shit. Motherfuckers need to pay you more. Right, I'm going to get rid of that. So hopefully, Strictly Sega, Home for the Elderly, joins us because he sent me a new webcam. And by Jings, does not look better than the one I was using for the last couple of weeks. Saw VD. God is... Okay. Not that I expect the boy to make that much sense, but... I should be drinking this with the pinky out because it's like chamomile tea. Ooh, that's tasty. That is some tasty shit right there. Hey, Kathy, how are you this fine evening? Merry Christmas to you. Happy Hanukkah. It's Hanukkah tomorrow as well. Did everyone get the Christmas shit? I actually haven't got anything. Did you get one sent to you, Rays? God archives stupidity. That is a very interesting concept. I mean, that's like the ironic punishment thing, I think. That it's like something about you that you did in your life is used to punish you for eternity. Oh, okay, cool. You got yours. Excellent. VD's game. Well, I mean, you know, what's not to be on board with VD, really? You're on the Discord, just in case anyone's sending messages on the Discord. Last one from Rays. This heat needs to fuck off. I have been reading how bad the heat is in WA. We're getting a little burst of heat on Christmas and Boxing Day, but you've just been getting battered by it. Nintendo Lunchbox. Hello to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Having a nice cup of tea, nothing else in it, nothing sus. Are you here? Well, I mean, look at it. It's much better than the other one, isn't it? We just passed our summer solstice. And of course, the Christmas or Yule or various other names it's had over the millennia was a Northern Hemisphere midwinter festival. Because there's a thing, people know, like, oh no, we're past the worst of winter. Let's celebrate. A little bit more sun every day from now on. Getting closer to when we plant our crops and all this fucking snow and ice is gone. Brings out the colors a lot more. Yeah, well, it's sharper as well. Oh, you didn't get the usual notification. Oh, well. What'd we get? Oh, right. You DM'd it? Oh, neat. I saw what you sent. That's pretty cool. Love this. Oh, your birthday's on the solstice. So happy recent birthday to you. That was just a couple of days ago. So we've just had our longest day. So every day's a teeny bit shorter from now on. Until we suddenly notice they're much shorter. Summer's over. Autumn rolls in. But we look like we are going to have a nasty bushfire summer. It might not happen. It's nasty at the moment. Might not get any worse. Rukusan. Angry Aussie man. Well, the second one's a job. You know, that's a job title. It's like they have on the news, like Roger Rogerson, notorious criminal. You hate the summer solstice. Why is that, Safa? I don't like it when it's really hot. I love long days, though. I love when it's still light after 8. But the Angry Chicken Man line doesn't really apply so much anymore because I haven't been using the chickens to look after things. So I keep thinking I need a new tagline, but I can't do it. Well, see, that's the glass half empty approach, Safa. You could look at summer solstice as this is the day of most glory. We get, if the sun's out, we get the most sunshine. This is to celebrate how good it is if you like sunshine. That is, not everyone does. Look at what this is. I feel like, oh no, there's elements of my GoPro stand here that I don't use. I cannot be bothered fucking with it now. Do you know what the news? Go with notorious criminal. I mean, that's actually a pretty big one. Oh my god! I could upset the hip hop crowd, but because Biggie Smalls, you know, he's dead. He can't get me. And because I'm a big motherfucker, I could call myself the notorious B.I.G. Aussie. I am going to have the air conditioning on all motherfucking day. I don't know. It depends how much it cools down. I'm keeping the motherfucking aircon on until I don't need the motherfucking aircon. Day after Boxing Day is supposed to be hunky dory. How long is tonight going for? Who knows? How long's a piece of string? Are you doing that meme? Wait, you all have air conditioning? All right. Celtic has encouraged me to do it. Okay. Where is... I've just got to remember where to change it. I might actually have to go out and come back in to do it. I think I do. I think I actually have to go out and come back in, but that's easy enough to do. You're partially doing the meme, but also partially upset because you don't have aircon. Yeah. Yeah, I lived without aircon for so fucking long. And now it's like, what? Oh, I'm not going to live without aircon. God damn, no. All right, you know what? I'm going to go out. Should it be Notorious B.I.G. Aussie or bartender? Yeah. Or is bartender too presumptuous? Because bartending is a real job and it's a difficult job. And I would definitely not work as a bartender. Way too hard work. Notorious B.I.G. cocktail fan? Maybe that's it. Or is that too wordy? Should I just go with Notorious B.I.G. bartender? Your sister's a bartender. Well, kudos to your sister. Like I said, it's a difficult fucking job. It's physically demanding and psychologically demanding. And you got to deal with assholes. Worse, you got to deal with drunk assholes. Make bartending great again. I do it. I do it. Yeah, here we are. Here we go. Make bartending great again. It cracks me up that doesn't fit my head. Yeah, you were a bartender for 11 years. Yeah, dealing with drunk, angry fucks. I mean, the job is hard enough without that, but that's a big part of the job. I'm sure Christmas carols are on a lot of stuff. Oh, dude, just do it. Yeah, no, okay. Now, friggin' Home for the Elderly sent me this. You have one of. Did you get it from Home for the Elderly as well, or did you get your own? Okay, for blackmail purposes, Ruka-san's going to get. Wait, I haven't mirrored the thing. That looks backwards to me? Does it look backwards to you? Oh, I have mirrored. That's why it's done it. I've mirrored my screen because it's less confusing for me. So that came all the way from America. Oh, no, you got yours locally. Okay. You know I'm down for being misrepresented out of context, man. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Now I've had a cup of tea. Tasting night, because my Christmas present to myself arrived. And you'll remember in the stream last week, I couldn't resist the super bargains. And I haven't opened these yet. So the one that really got me going was this peated Isla Scotch Lagavulin 12-year-old cask strength. But they also had this one that was also just about half price, an American rye whiskey, 6-year-old rye whiskey from San Francisco. 97 proof. That's a pretty good strength for cocktails. This is like 55%, so that's 110 proof. I have been fine. How have you been? First, to know, Ruka-san is he's like old school YouTube like me. Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. Out of context screen grabs or audio grabs. What did I have for dinner? Oh, I had like chicken burgers. They have these chicken patties from the supermarket, and I had sourdough. Well, actually, it wasn't sourdough. That's from Coles. They called it a rustic baguette. It was pretty nice. And I cooked up the chicken patties and stuff and in the bread, and it was fucking good. And I have some chicken patties left over. I'm probably going to have tomorrow. Also, Mrs. Anger and I did get our masses of Indian food for our recently created Christmas tradition of having an Indian banquet for Christmas. This is at least the third year we've done it. Maybe we might have done it more than that. Oh, you had a booster and you're not sore anymore. God, you want dinner, but that involves moving. Damn. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to do taste-offs. Which one do I like most? Just for fun. And also just to get an idea of what these various things are like comparatively. So I think I'm going to get, because I've got a rye whiskey and a smoky whiskey, I'm going to do a rye whiskey taste. Oh, I always said I was going to do the barrels tonight too. It's Christmas Eve. All right, I'm going to do the barrels first. Okay. Oh. Because I've got the unbarreled cheap whiskey in bottles. Okay, I'm going to do that first. because I think both the rye whiskey and the smoky whiskies are going to be a more overpowering taste. So cheap whiskey and cheap whiskey number 2. I'll put this back in the cupboard because I ain't going to use it anymore. Okie doke. Now, get my tasting glasses. All right. Move these aside for now. I'll move them later. Okay, so cheap whiskey. It'll be barrel-aged cheap whiskey. I also forget what I blended it with. Cheap whiskey number 2. Barrel-aged. Okay. So probably want my sieve in case any carbon comes out. Let's have a look. Okay, from 20th August, September, October, November. So, okay, this has been in the little barrel for 4 months. That's the equivalent of at least a year or 2. Okay, I'm going to do this. Huh? Was worth it. I got little bits of char caught in the sieve. Okay, so that's cheap whiskey number 1. It's been barrel aged. First obvious note, it's much darker. Okay, cheap whiskey number 2, which has been in since the start of October, so that's 2.5 months. Let's see what that's done. Right, cheap whiskey number 2. Okay, so, all right, experiment realization time. Been stupid busy. New job, EP recording, trying to clean out folks' place. That sounds super busy. Are you talking about the hassles of going to America, moving all your stuff? Yeah, it'll be wild. Oh, because you sent even more letters. I don't know when I'm going to get them, man. I'm not planning on going back in the city. Hey, Pat, how you doing? Geez, that sounds brutal, Safa. Your mum mowed 2 dogs and a cat? Were they like in the backyard while she was mowing the lawn? Australia has some of the toughest biosecurity in the world. Good reason. Okay, so. Oh. I am such a douche. Okay. Cheap whiskey from Coles. Coles brand whiskey. Okay. That was the Hunter's End one. And this was the other one. Okay. All right. So, reminded myself of what cheap Coles whiskey tastes like. From memory, it'd be perfectly serviceable as a mixer. How much does my PO box cost you? I don't remember exactly. It is a couple $100 though. James, hello. Merry Christmas to you. Nice. Okay. That sounds great. Best day for Pat. Loving that, mate, that you're having a best day. Okay, first note. Unsurprisingly, the barrel darkened the whiskey a lot. Aroma-wise. Ooh. Very typical sort of generic whiskey aroma. Okay, is that different? That's right. You have to take Charlie out for dinner because he won the bet, the sad bet about Trump. Thanks. This is something it's put together by someone who doesn't know Western festival thingies, because it seems to have four-leaf clovers, which is like St. Patrick's Day, and then some stuff that looks very Christmassy. Okay, I didn't go out in the CBD, but the train and the office super empty. The line for the Myers window ridiculously long. Now, I didn't go to a food court. I had my own food, and I went home at lunchtime anyway. Maybe later, Pat. I haven't decided if I'm doing that. All right. So, aroma. Very whiskey-ish. It is subtly different. I'm struggling with describing the difference. Just, it's just kind of generic whiskey smell to me. And this one, I don't know, it's a bit more honeyish, slightly different. Anyway, tasting time, cheap whiskey. And I tell you what, this stuff's not terrible. I doubt it's ever going to be anyone's favorite whiskey. I know. It's like I am shit with the review. God, I should get the box the Lagavulin came in and read it to you. It's unhinged. The description. Yeah, passed the first test, didn't go blind. It's got a real sort of cherry flavor. Not real cherry, but whiskey cherry. That probably doesn't make sense. Oof. Rinse my palate. Is a bit burny. Burns a bit. You love the comedy team. Might have everyone on later who wants to. Anyway. All right. So now this has been in the little barrel for 4 months, which I think is the equivalent of at least a year or two in a big barrel. It's smoother. Oh, it's so much better. Like, it's ridiculous how much better it is. It's sweeter. So I think it's picked up from stuff that was in the barrel before, like red wine and port. It's wild. It's absolutely ridiculous how much better that is. Just by being in the barrel for 4 months. Damn. Like, it's just super, super, super better. Might keep doing that. Buy cheap whiskey and put it in the barrel for 4 to 6 months. What's Pat put in the Discord? What's in the Discord? Am I streaming? Nice. We've already got the blackmail photo from Roxanne on the Discord. That's what we'd like to see. And me. Rain after NCVs. That's a nice one too. Pat, did you post anything? I don't see anything. Telling me to look Discord and I'm not seeing anything. Well, okay. Super fucking successful experiment. I am going to decant that and have a bottle, and I'll just label it cheap whiskey number 1. Okay. Cheap whiskey number 2, which came in this bottle. And I kept the bottle. I actually kept both the bottles because I like the bottles. This has got all this mottling on it. So this one's called Unbound, aged in French oak and bourbon cask. So they've just got a blend of whiskies. Probably someone's just kept them in a warehouse for them for 2-3 years. And they've bottled it. Okay, so cheap whiskey number 2. Now, this has only been in like 2.5 months, but still the one from the barrel is darker, as I would expect. No. Is Angry streaming tonight is actually where I post whether or not I'm streaming tonight. There's I don't get upset where people post things, but there is general neurospicy dumping ground where you put anything and everything. Pop another wine in the barrel. Absolutely, yes, and that's what's going to happen. I've still got port and I've got some red wine, and they will go back in the barrel to add a bit more flavor. I'm really tempted to get a new barrel as well because you get much more of the oak flavor with a new barrel. And White Possum was marking them down. So, okay, this is a really noticeably different aroma. The nose is noticeably different to the other one. Wine makes you a little stabby. I think other people drinking wine gets a little bit stabby in your direction, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, new barrel, particularly because they mark them down. So I might treat myself post-Christmas. Okay, Pat's saying, look, Discord again. I still don't see anything in the Discord, Pat. I don't know if you were posting a movie. I still don't see anything. Yeah. So basically, being in those smaller barrels really accelerates the aging. So these cheap ones would have been aged for the minimum. Yeah, Pat's trolling me for calling him a killer so many times. Wait, I did hear the Discord beep that time. Posting your wrestling belt picture. Okay, God, how many times are you posting the wrestling belt picture? I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to share it with everyone. I think it's been on there 4 times this week in different channels. But I do love it. Pat with his wrestling belt. Class AF, bro. Class AF. Love it. Okay, so this one. Ah, that's his Secret Santa. Nice. He was posting it without comments, so I wasn't sure. Nice. Actually, okay, this does not have as much of an aroma as the other one does. Ooh, and this just being in the barrel is is very, very fruity in a way that this one isn't. But let's doing the tasting. This is also a much more neutral taste than the other one. Oh, I feel like it's almost got a little bit of smoke. But it's definitely a more neutral taste than the other cheap whiskey, which, for certain people, that's going to do things. Oh, yeah, show the pic again. Definitely. Definitely. Big Pat. With his wrestling belt. I mean, absolutely perfect Secret Santa for that. Want to buy a French mate and a Christmas gift, but can't find white flags anywhere. Damn. All right. So, so interesting. Much more neutral. Oh, fucking shit. Much more neutral taste than the other one. Still a decent flavour. There's nothing wrong with those cheap Coles whiskies. Particularly if you're going to be putting them in as mixers. So you got it now? Cool. All right, all right, all right. Okay. So how different does the barrel age one taste? Ooh, so different. It's got so much more character now. Ooh, but I think I got to leave it there 6 months, I think. Oh man, it is so. That's crazy how much better being in the barrel it is. So Pat, you were saying best day or best week. Was it best week because you got the wrestling belt? Because it looks pretty goddamn cool, man. All right, so there's a fun little trick. Get yourself a little mini barrel and age cheap spirits, and they end up tasting way better after 3 to 6 months. God damn. No, that I'm going to leave it in there. Try it again in a couple months. But okay, yes, that's why it was best week, because you got the wrestling belt. Hella cool. Hella cool. Ooh. Okay. Well, wicked fucking experiment. You know what? I'm going to put, because I saved a little bit of those cheap whiskies, I'm going to put the unbarreled stuff in the barrel and leave it in there for a little while. But I also have to taste my Infinity, and that's an actual blend of good whiskies that I just sat in the barrel for like a week. Opened in this one. Gotta get this one. This is an Archie Rose mini Glencairn. Okay. Okay, so my Infinity whiskey. My to infinity and beyond. I was going to call him Buck Rogers. It's Buzz Lightyear. Ooh, there's a fun little pop. All right, so I'll hold this in place and pour. Well, that's interesting. It was only literally the very first pour that any of the char came out. All right. Okay, well, I have high hopes for this because this is 6 different whiskies that I had a little bit of. Oh, that is not a strong aroma. Okay, that's the cheap whiskey burnt out my olfactory sensors. Definitely got the alcohol burn. I sniffed too much and I burned my nasal cavity. A very subtle sort of caramel. Even reminds me a bit of leather, the smell. Like, nice leather. Yeah, have a water. That's a good idea. All right. So what's this one taste like? That's really nice. Yum. Oh, okay. That's good, and it's got a decent kick in it. Absolutely. It's good to get a reminder. Oh man, that's good. Ooh, see, okay. Well, the cheap ones don't have much follow through. Oh yeah, actually, the actual original mask is still around. It got a bit distorted, and my kids drew all over it, which I thought was cute, and I kept it. But yeah, a lot of the character masks are around. Every now and then I think about getting them out. Yeah, I don't really slosh it about the mouth. I just let it rest on my tongue. And there are all these different people who talk about different tasting techniques. And in fact, the Whiskey Tribe on YouTube did an interesting video recently where they road tested all these different recommended tasting methods. And they were saying it does genuinely taste different when you do these different things. It brings out different things. Scottish man will fuck you. That's I think I know the video you're talking to. That's the guy, and he does the whole thing about the first bit he pours into the glass, he throws out, because he wants there to be nothing in the glass but the scotch, and then he pours more in, and oh, hello there. Mm, mm, mm. And you look at the color. You see, like, it's not water. It like sticks to the glass when you do that. You see the marks where it went to. But the cheap whiskies don't really have follow through. What do they normally call it? The back palate is like the finish. People talk about the finish or on the back palate. Yes, yes, tosses it across the room like Jake the Muss does people at a pub. Yeah, it's very surprising the first time you see it. And he goes, "Here's what here's you," and he just throws it. No, not burn. I'm not talking about burn. I'm talking about flavor. And this is a common thing with cheaper whiskies. It's not universal, but it's common that there's no flavor that stays with you. Yeah, it's gone. This one, which is a blend of expensive whiskies, it's got a definite caramel sort of thing, and the taste and the glow just slowly spreads for me. Slowly spreads around my tongue, and it just stays with you. The flavor doesn't vanish. It really lingers, which is really nice. Oof. Okay. Half pissed on the first round of tasting. I haven't done the rye whiskies or the. Geez, I think I'm gonna have some mineral water after this. Actually, before I get on to the next round of whiskey tasting, I'm worried. I'm just gonna get too pissed too quickly. Drinking all these whiskeys. Gonna be blind, motherfucker. Getting hammered. No, kids, drink responsibly. Don't just having little drinks. Little drinks. Little drinks. I'm probably up to 2 standard drinks now, which is not that bad for the first 45 minutes. Nope. I know why I'm feeling more drunk. I forgot I had a cup of tea at the start of the stream. Tea, which is notoriously high in alcohol content. Okay, now I definitely need to slow down. But I'm glad I now know why I need to slow down, because I had forgotten about my cup of tea. Two sides argue about a date. Are you talking about the time difference, or what are we doing? What are we doing? My initial thought was I was going to do some cocktail channel videos tonight, but then I thought, no, I just want to do this tasting. I'll be too pissed if I do all that. Oh, okay. The two things I love posting on socials to wind fuckwits up. One is just writing the dates changing with no reference, no hashtags, not in response to anything. Just write the dates changing and watch the fuckwits come out of the woodwork. And the other one is always was, always will be. I just love just posting those with no context and seeing what fuckwits get worked up. I'm not okay. I'm working from home. I'm not going back into the office. I'm working from home over the break. And then I'm on 3 weeks leave. I go back the day after the Australia Day holiday. So I'm like not going into the office for 5 weeks, and I fucking love it. You love the wind up. And that's the thing. You can be someone who doesn't have a problem with Australia Day being on Jan 26th, but doesn't act like a fuckwit when someone says, well, here's my reasons for not wanting it on Jan 26th. But Jesus, you can make the fuckwits come out of the woodwork. Oh my God, that Infinity whiskey has worked really fucking well. Nice. And I'm just going to keep topping it up as I run down whiskey bottles. Used up a bit of the old. Oh, not that much. Probably. See, the whole thing with spirit bottles is if they get down to like less than a quarter of the bottle, you probably should do something with them because too much air oxidizes and you lose the flavor. Like people have proven that objectively again and again. It's like a third full, so I don't have to do anything with it yet. But I might use it in some stuff just for an excuse to. It might be interesting to add a peated whiskey to my Infinity one. Hello, Dr. Abigail. And oh yes, nice. Paddy got his Secret Santa. He's been showing it off. I didn't get mine. Don't know if it's lost in the mail. Oh. But I did get my Christmas presents to myself, which I like. You enjoyed on Jan 26. Good barbecue weather. I mean, yeah. And you haven't received yours. Yeah. Post around this time of year can be very unreliable. I was thinking we should have a treaty and say sign the treaty mid-January and then move that to Australia Day, make Treaty Day Australia. Oh, yes. Chocolate and ice cream is an excellent Christmas present for yourself. All right. All right. I'm gonna have some mineral water so I don't fall over. Ooh, yeah. So now I've got the AB original song stuck in my head, January 26th. You can call it what you want. It don't mean a thing to me. It just don't mean a thing. Fuck that, homie. Yep. Okay. The the mineral water is a big thing. Wait, no. Change Australia Day. Yeah, there is that fucking gap where we need a public holiday. Yeah, put it in spring. We normally get good weather in October. Late September, early October. Extended a week, celebrate a week. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Treaty and Multiculturalism Week, and I include the British Isles culture as well. That's culture. Okay, people. A lot of people like having a national day. I personally don't see the point in it. Uh, I wouldn't get rid of it because I think too many people find too much meaning in it, and I don't mean that in a negative way. But I'd move it from Jan 26th, no fucking question. We don't want it on Invasion Day. Ah, yes. And that is the other thing that these dickheads who get upset when you say change the date. You can't, it's secret. Over the course of the 20th century, Australia Day was on at least a dozen different dates. As this one was from July 30th, 1915. So it was different dates in different states. And yeah, like I said, it's been on at least a dozen different dates over the 20th century. Over the new citizens being inducted. That's also good. Dude, that's a fucking winning idea. Treaty Week, Multicultural Australia Week. Fucking great. I without a doubt would move the date. The date needs to change. The whole concept of a national day does not hold a lot of meaning for me, but it does for a lot of people. And I'm not going to impose my will on other people for a thing that's not that important. I'll only do that for important things. But yeah, people. I don't know that every country has a national day, but most do. What gives me a bit of mirth is the British Empire is responsible for more Independence Days around the globe than anyone else. So yeah, it's fun when you used to be a subjugated colony and you're free of the colonizer. That's a day worth celebrating. What's the date? I think they celebrate different things in India. When was my last cruise? I've never been on a cruise. I'm not a cruise person. We're talking about the Love Boat type cruise. Is that what we're saying there? Well, kind of, sort of. I'm sure Indigenous Australians have an opinion on that, actually. Not quite the same as all those other things. Okay, let's have a look. We'll go India. Independence Day. No, August 15th, according to Bing. August 15th. Okay. But I'll just put celebration Jan 26. Republic Day. Ah, okay. So 26th January is Republic Day in India, which commemorates the adoption of the Constitution and the country's transition to a republic. Okay, so they've kind of got two Independence Days. I was just, I'm on fucking Edge. I'm logged into different things on different browsers. But I don't defend the use of Bing. It's definitely. Yeah, I guess Ukraine would have an independence day from USSR. I still use Google, even though people will tell you why you shouldn't. I did. It's just because, like I said, because I'm on edge. So personally attacked by the usage of Bing. Fuck that I changed the browser. I mean, I kind of probably should. There's no reason for me not to, but it's force a habit. I was logged in on this one, so because I'm logged in on different YouTube accounts in different browsers, so I automatically go to a different YouTube account just by opening another browser. And so don't fucking tell me to change things. Well, go ahead and tell me. I'm just not going to do it because there is, to an extent, a method to my madness. No, I don't. I mean, broadly speaking, I don't use generative AI. I mean, I have. We see me in here, and I mess around with stuff. Work, not. We were doing a pilot of Copilot. You're not meant to use any of the other generative AI things, but like every fucking corporation in the world, we've got a Microsoft fucking environment. Fucked modernity. Go back to next. Well, technically Mozilla is Netscape, which is the engine under what's it called? Worried about Google stealing data? You wouldn't, ask Jeeves. Butlers are always very circumspect. Good Lord. Remember, no one thought there was money in search, and the guys who developed Google tried to sell it for $1 million and they didn't get a taker, and then they finally got some investors and they fucking, that's it. Firefox. I fucking forgot the name of the browser. Firefox is built on Mozilla, which was the open sourcing of Netscape. It's a funny old world. I got to slow myself down. I keep thinking the mineral water is really nice, but booze. It's like, no, drink the fucking mineral water. Honestly, what are you even about? Oof. Ugh. It's actually really tasty, and it was half pricing Coles again this week. So I got some backup. Oh, actually, I got some other no sugar drinks. I was going to try, but I've forgotten. Force of habit. I just got the mineral water again. Ah, well. There was a no sugar dry ginger ale I was really interested in trying. I'm probably not going to be up late enough to have another non-alcoholic beverage on a Friday night. I would, but I'm probably if we're all here and we're all hanging out, I'm probably going to stay past 10, but probably not much past 11. It's my favorite, the lemon lime. But I do have a few other flavors out there. Mrs. Angry likes them too, so keep a few flavors out there so there's variety. So we'll see how we go and how I go and how conscious I stay. Because who the fuck knows, quite honestly. Have you ever thought of immigrating to another country? Not for a sec. There is nowhere I want to move to. It's like people say, "You're proud to be Australian." And what does that even fucking mean? Proud to be an Australian. It's like, do I like living here? Yeah. Do I want to live anywhere else? No. And why is that? So, well, because broadly, I think there's a balance of things here that work better for me, and familiarity is one of them. And I don't want to live anywhere else. But this concept of pride, which is one of the 7 deadly sins, getting gassy. You got to get some gas out. Yeah, the idea of being proud is like, what the fuck? Oof. Oh yeah, well, Celtic was born in Celtic. You're asking Safa. He was born in Russia. Yeah, we're worried about Putin tracking him down, so I shouldn't have said it. So he once got real stoned and realized something changed forever. Australia's just the name of the government. That is actually basically true. Australia is the legal fiction. That is a very stone thought. Rick said, proud to be Australian. We're a fucking ridiculous country and you're here for it. Lean in. Lean into the ridiculousness. Noisy birds just outside the window. I don't know if the mic's picking them up or not. There's just loud. Ray's coming in with the uncomfortable truth. Well, that's what it's like when you get really stoned. These things occur to you. So, well, I'm feeling a bit invigorated. Had to delete it for immigration purposes. Yeah, well, it can't be too careful. Eagles. Okay. Makes me fun. Look, they haven't retired The Simpsons tapped out yet. There's one bit on it that always gave me a giggle. See if I can find it, because my Springfield is fucking huge at the moment, and I might not be able to find it. Last time he got stoned, spent hours wondering if Lightning McQueen would need car or life insurance. I love how absolutely ridiculous the Cars universe is, because it's just like, oh, okay, if you want me to believe cars are self-aware sapient beings, and now I'm just going to point out stuff in your world that is absolutely horrifying, taking that into account. Why did the old lady fall into the well? She didn't see that well. Do I still watch Old School Simpsons? No, I haven't watched Old School Simpsons in, I don't know, a decade. Proud to be Australian in the sense Aussies people are best, although sometimes the worst, but who isn't? Yeah, and that's in line with what Ray's was saying. The people, I like it here. Okay, I just realized the idea that I was going to find this one little thing is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm a crazy person. But I'm going to tap around a little bit, because who the fuck knows? What do you want? Smart devices. Do. Just don't mean a thing. Okay, that's doing a thing that's annoying me. Was it that? It was. Okay, it was just doing a thing that was annoying me. Kelsey, you heading off? Okay. I do not like 40-degree summers, no. Yeah, God, Western Australia's been copying a hammering the last couple of summers. Not a fan of the layout we have. Cool to have some larger cities. Yeah, there is. Well, when you get there are literally individual cities that basically have the entire population of Australia in them. I was trying to find the proud American eagle just for you. I just think the chances of me finding it are incredibly slim because, as I said, my Springfield is ridiculously fucking large. Large like Marge. Yep, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this away because I am never going to find that eagle. We'll just... Oh, wait. I'm looking for the thing that makes people do the thing. That'll do. God, I've got like over 550 characters in this now. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I didn't find the proud American eagle. Sorry, Rays. I'm sure that would help with your visa entry. Love the American eagle, best eagle either. Test eagles. That's what we want. Yeah, it was like 90% of Australia lives on the coast. Fucking no one lives on the inland. Crazy people live in the inland. Yeah, it's weird that we don't have subsidiary cities. Like New South Wales has Wollongong and Newcastle that are big-ish cities. But apart from that, there's hardly any towns that are more than like 50,000 people. I know that. Well, I grew up in the inland, Safa. That was the joke. I don't even really count Geelong as a difference. I mean, technically, it is. I just regard it as part of Melbourne. Slums are a part of a city. But what's Bendigo's population? I bet it's bigger than I thought it was. Bendigo's population. It's 100,000. See, I don't know shit. There's 100,000 people in Bendigo. I don't know shit. Okay. What about Ballarat? Crackerfat. 120,000 in Ballarat. Jesus, I don't know shit. Okay. I'm going to put Australian cities by population. Yeah, that's what I want. Auto-complete that. Wikipedia, listing cities in Australia by population. Okay, let's go. Sydney, 5.45 million. Melbourne, 5.2 million. Brisbane, 2.7 million. Perth, 2.3 million. Adelaide, 1.4 million. ACT, under 500,000. Hobart, 250,000. Darwin, 150,000. Significant urban areas by population. Melbourne, Sydney. Gold Coast Tweed Heads is 735,000. Newcastle Maitland is 526,000. Canberra Queanbeyan is 500,000. Sunshine Coast is 400,000. Central Coast is 350,000. Wollongong is 300,000. Geelong's 300,000. Hobart's 230,000. Townsville 186,000. Cairns 160,000. Toowoomba City 150,000. Darwin 130,000. Ballarat 116. Bendigo 104. Albury Wodonga 100,000. Wagga 57. Okay, so we've got 30 cities over 50,000. But that is a shit small population. I mean, we got 20 cities over 100,000. Jesus Christ, we're not a real country. Nintendo Lunchbox, no more pre-recorded videos, basically. Big cities, what have they ever done for us? Broadly speaking, that's true, Rays. Also, greater areas of education tend to be more progressive. Wow, that's just like fucking no one. Okay, I drank my mineral water like a good boy. I'm gonna... okay, why did I stop? It was COVID, honestly. COVID kicked in. I was just like, all I'm doing is making videos about COVID and Trump and what the fuck. And then we started getting lockdowns. So I started just doing the streams just because the world seemed insane and I wanted to chill out space. Then also my job changed and it was very quick because, like it was never a YouTube megastar. There was a weird period like 15 years ago where I maybe could have been big and I didn't do the right YouTube things. And so just kind of fade away a bit. But thinking about it realistically, I was never going to be huge on YouTube. So continuing to do the controversial, angry, swearing stuff, as I was looking at how my day job was changing, there was no upside to me still doing super controversial stuff on YouTube and significant potential downside, as in could fuck with my day job. So, I mean, and, it would be pretty funny if anyone in my day job found the really angry, sweary stuff. I would just find that funny. But it's the past, It was a performance thing I did. So, yes. The short answer is I stopped doing it because of COVID. The slightly longer answer is I looked at it and realized there was basically no upside to be continuing to do controversial things and significant potential downside. So it made no fucking sense to keep doing it. And now I just chill out and have fun. So fuck it. And yes, it is Groundhog Day. Stuff just keeps fucking happening. Yeah, I just love chilling out on the streams. It's fucking fun. Yeah. AD was my special friend. I had to look after him. I just realized, Rukasan, you were watching on Twitch. I thought you were watching on Facebook for some reason. Or were you on Facebook and you switched to Twitch? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to do another taste comparison. I think of rye whiskies. We shall have a fight, a shootout between Australian rye whiskies and American rye whiskies. See which one I prefer. I'm just going to rinse these glasses. Kept a little bit of my mineral water to rinse these glasses. And we're going to have a rye whiskey shootout. Kind of tempted to put the official stream whiskey in there because that's mostly rye. That was rye new make spirit. Your Twitch, your basic dude. Someone's got to be on Twitch. I just come to YouTube. Join the dark side. Twitch is funny because you can do stuff on Twitch you can't do on YouTube. So it's kind of like if I cross the line on YouTube, like if I got, because if you get like a copyright thing, you can't live stream on YouTube anymore. Maybe I could be a Twitch streamer. That'd be a thing. All right, let's get some rye whiskeys. And I'm going to pretend my life's a musical. Let's see. Okay. Love the name of this one, Whistle Pig. Farm stock rye. Bottled in barn. Blend of straight rye whiskies. 43% ABV. 86 proof. And this is my brand new one, which I haven't even opened yet. It's a neat bottle. Old Patero, San Francisco. 100% pot distilled rye. Bottled and distilled in San Francisco. 6-year-old, 100% malted rye mash, 97 proof. Non-chill filtered. Non-chill, dude, get chill. You're gonna find, these plastic seals. Is there an easy bit to, is there a dotted line on here somewhere? I feel like that's the dotted line there. Is that doing it? Is that fucking doing it? These fucking plastic seals, man. Make my life a misery. All right, I need something to help me with this. Okay, let's get over here. Got my cheese knife. Will that work? Will that fucking work? Okay. Oh, yeah, that's it. Got the plastic seal off. Ooh, what's it sound like when I take this off for the first time? That's pretty satisfying. A little bit of ASMR. All right. Okay, pour out a bit of Whistle Pig. It's a very fun name. Old Potero. I'll do this over here. See if we get any good ASMR from pouring this. A little bit of glug, glug, glug. Love the glug, glug, glug. Maybe pour more of it. Okay, so do I use the stream whiskey or two different gospel whiskeys? Because I've got two different gospel rye whiskeys. Where are we? Oh, that's running down a bit. Should maybe go in an infinity. Or I should just drink it. Okay. Where's my other bottle? Oh, is that it? Nope, that's not it. Where's my other bottle of? You know what? Fuck it. I didn't find the other bottle of gospel whiskey. So fuck it, we'll do the stream whiskey, which is mostly rye whiskey. Rye new make that I aged in barrels. All right. Let's fucking go. Okay. 9 out of 10 cork pop. I did like it. Didn't have the lower register thonk. Theory, not a lot. We've just been chatting. A lot of ADHD. Yeah, I did mention Mrs. Angry gave me a screening test for adult ADHD. The result of which is maybe just a question of would there be any value in me going after a thing? Okay, so first rye whiskey, Thistle Pig, which is much lighter than the old Patero. Oh, it's got that rye spice in it, definitely. Actually, I'm just going to compare these two. Old Patero. Very similar. Not a huge difference on the nose. What about this one that was from a vermouth barrel? I think my nose is blocked up now. And there's a stream whiskey. Oh, wow, that's got a much more noticeable aroma. Anyway, okay. Comparing the rye whiskies. Who makes my favorite rye whiskey? Well, depending how it is, some medication helps. I'm on high on all the distractible ones with the fidgeting and the whatnot. But okay. I got advice from Mrs. Angry, like in her personal and professional opinion, it's not impeding my life that much, but I'm conscious of it anyway. Oof. You've been going to food trucks. Nice. And you made a very tough choice. What was your tough choice tonight? Cooking tomorrow means not cooking. Mrs. Angry and I went out and got a whole bunch of Indian food for tomorrow. You decided blue M&Ms taste better than yellow M&Ms. Big call. Big call. Rye whiskey has this distinct sort of spiciness compared to other whiskeys. Works really well in cocktails. Yeah, we're continuing our tradition of at least a couple of years as a new place. So very keen. Our regular place was not actually open today or yesterday. So we found another place. Seems good. Smells great. Like huge fucking collection of Indian food on the car on the way back. Smelled so good. Okay. That's a man of conviction. Not an easy choice, but a right choice. Okay, so the newest. This is one of my Christmas presents to myself. Really similar, except it's giving me like an orange oil vibe. Like I love having orange peel garnishes and squeezing them so you get orange oil. It's giving me a real orange zest vibe. I know, yeah. It was a real gamble. We actually, when we found out our regular place wasn't going to be open, we spent a bit of time because there are actually a lot of Indian restaurants around here because there's a significant Indian population, which we didn't know before moving here, which is interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll do a Starwood if I'm still here when you get... I mean, probably, almost definitely. So you go to the food trucks and I'll almost definitely still be here. If I say that, I probably will have to have another non-alcoholic drink, but yes, like a little bit of this cinnamon spiciness that you always get from rye. And yep, that's my tasting note. It's got this orange zest flavor in there. Nice. Interesting question, Safa. Because the majority of the Indians in the area are Hindu or Jain, which is a subset of Hindu. I'm not sure how many Muslim Indians are around here. The majority are Hindu. But also because neither the Indian nor the Jewish people put much stock in Christmas. You do, of course, get a lot of Christian Indians as well. Roseanne, you bowed to peer pressure. Yeah, no, that was a huge surprise to me, Rays. All around Elstonwick Station, two different like Indian grocery shops, probably 4 different Indian restaurants. 2 are vegetarian. And what I found out, I forget which, it's a subset of Hinduism where they're vegetarian. And so really, really good options for vegetarians here. I don't know that it's vegan, but vegetarian. So yeah, I was genuinely surprised at the size of the Indian population here when I moved, because yeah, I just always saw this as a Jewish area. Absolutely doing New Year's Eve stream. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, no, it would be awesome having you over for New Year's. And yes, I think the Vic Liberal leader is going to lose his job, which will be funny. Okay, look, maybe it's subjective because that's my Christmas present. But I like the old Patero more than the Whistle Pig. I feel like it's got more going on. Pretty fun. Oh man, that would be so fucking good in a cocktail. Okay. Next one, Australia, Melbourne, in fact. The Gospel. This is one of their limited editions, aged in vermouth casks. Oh, yum. Oh, yum. The Gospel makes such good fucking whiskey. Completely different. It's, again, it does have the spice that rye whiskey always has, but you can, again, I don't know if it's the power of suggestion, but I can really taste the aroma. Rays, our choice. Sorry, you say to Safa he wants Albanese to still be PM after the election. The choice is like, okay, you're going with a joke, with the turn of Gillard. Yeah. The choice is him or fucking Dutton. I swear to fuck, if Albanese gives us Dutton, because it won't be Dutton winning an election, it will be Albanese losing an election. I'll never forgive the motherfucker. Oh my god, you really taste the vermouth influence in that one. Fucking yum. That's the strongest one, 51%. Damn, Donald, back with the white vans. I mean, I fucking resigned myself to Dutton winning, honestly. Fucking Albanese sucks balls. Not in a good way. Yeah, One Nation doing the cyclical thing that Pauline Hanson does and imploding. All right. Okay. And finally, the stream whiskey. God, that's good. Oh my god. That is a new make rye spirit and some other whiskeys Oh my god, maybe that's what I should do. We'll see. Because I've got another bottle of the new make. Oh. Oh my god, that is really good. Oh, damn. I love what those barrels do to things. All right. I kind of feel like I need to take a toilet break. Should I put AZ Zombie on or just play like some lo-fi while I'm gone for a couple of minutes? Just a little intermission. Then I think I'm going to come back and do smoky whiskies. Because I feel like continuing with my taste tests and see what's happening. I might actually go and get a non-alcoholic beverage. Lo-fi AIDSy. Okay, I don't know if you know the AIDSy video I'm talking about. Yes, he is the only Australian PM to have 2 monarchs in his time for like 80 fucking years, which is an interesting note. And yes, if he wins another term, he might be the first ever to have 3. Because, yeah, Chuckles doesn't look like someone who's going to live a long time to me. You know, his mum and grandma did, and his dad. Although I'm sure they were doing Weekend at Bernie's for a couple of years with Phil the Greek before they conceded that he was dead. Because, man, the pictures I saw of him for the last 5-10 years of his life, I'm like, I've seen The Walking Dead. That's a motherfucking sausage fingers. His fingers. There's what's that condition called? It's fluid retention, but his fingers are quite unnerving. The big old sausage. See, I've got beautiful slender fingers. Thank you. And Chuckles has these big old weird sausage fingers. It's and it. I also think it's indicative of other health problems. I could be wrong, but I think it's indicative, like it's potentially indicative of heart problems. Although I might be full of shit. I mean, his fingers are probably girthier than his dick, quite honestly. Probably has more luck with Camilla with his fingers. Is this crazy idea? Let's not have desiccated corpses in Parliament. Oh my God. Okay, you know what's worse than our Parliament is the US Congress. I saw a chart recently of the percentage of people in Congress who are over 70. And since 1980, it's gone, what? Just all these fucking near-dead boomers who won't fuck off. Yeah, we're inbreeding. It's definitely an inbreeding problem with Chuckles. All right, you know what? I'm going to put some lo-fi beats on. Leave Tom Kitten in charge. And I'm going to take a little break. I'll be gone for a couple of minutes. All right. I'm back. Yeah, kitten knows stuff. Possessed. You want the real fucking... I mean, yeah, the British royal family's fairly inbred, but my favorite story is the Habsburgs. How you look at the portraits of them, and they're so fucking inbred. Okay, I'm going to rinse these out, and I'm going to do a smoky whiskey. God, I thought it was raining or thundering. Then I realized it was possums running in the roof. Rinse these out with a bit of water. Oh, yeah. Okay. Bit of water going into a food coma. Damn. Okay. I think Mrs. Angry's already going to bed, so I'm just going to go here. I'm not going to bed this early. All right. Rinse out these bottles. I need glasses. I think what other smoky drinks I have. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Okay, the Talisker. 10-year-old. Ooh, Lagavulin. 12-year-old. I have to open this bottle. Okay, is this little... Oh, this is actually working. God, so often that doesn't work. Okay. Lagavulin. Now, what other smoky whiskeys do I have? Sure, I've got a smoky Archie Rose. Smoked Heritage Rye Malt Whiskey. All right. And single malt. I think maybe I should do Starwood's Lagavulin. An Australian whiskey that was just finished in Lagavulin barrels. All right. That's just a very little bit smoky. All right. We're going to taste these. All right. I'm going to have another bit of ASMR. Not with the Talisker, because it's getting through it. Put a bit of that in there. Smoky whiskeys. Now, some ASMR with the Lagavulin. Let's see what the first pop of the cork is like. That's pretty low key, but how's the glug glug? Ooh, that was a good glug glug. I really like that glug glug. One of my favorite sounds. Right. Now, Archie Rose Smoked Heritage Rye Malt. 49%. I think the Talisker is the baby of these in terms of strength. Because this Starwood is cask strength, 55%, and the Lagavulin is about 55%. Archie Rose is 49%. I think the Talisker is only 40%. Made by the sea on the Isle of Skye. 45.8%, so it's got a bit of kick. Not as much as the other ones, though. Okay. Here we go. Like the glug glug. What's a Habsburg? Oh, it's a royal family or a nobility family from Europe, and they're inbred as fuck. Look them up. The Habsburgs, the portraits of them are like, damn. Habsburgs of Austria, a royal family controlled a large chunk of Europe for a while, 12th to the 18th century. But they got inbred as fuck. Like you look at their portraits and they start off like, hey, buddy, noble, and they end up like, I'm so inbred. It's quite nightmarish. All right, gonna start. Actually, I just want to compare the smell of these two, the Talisker and the Lagavulin. Because the Talisker is not a super well-known peated whiskey, but I like it. Oh my god, I love that smoke. Oh, it is legit like barbecue smoke. It's like smoked bacon almost. It's it's not like ashtray smoke. It's like really nice barbecue smoke. And the Lagavulin. Ooh, wow, that is so much more smoky. Ooh, that is so much more like burning wood. Wow. Like, honestly, the Talisker is, unless you're just mad for smoke, it's a bit more pleasing. It's a bit sort of fruitier and whatnot. But my God, that Lagavulin is mad smoke. And what's the Archie Rose is smoked with Australian wood. And again, the smoke's very much a back seat in this. But it's there. And the Starward Lagavulin, again, it's very background. Okay. Honestly, I should do the lighter ones first. I was going to go the other way. But I think this is just finished in ex-Lagavulin barrels. Also, super rare. You can't buy that anymore. Cask strength. I paid extra to get that. Oh my God. The smoky taste is there. And it's like stone fruit. It's almost like peaches that have been char grilled. It's this incredibly sweet fruitiness, but it's like, have you ever had that? Like char grilled peaches or something? Oh my God. And I swear to God, this, and again, hardcore whiskey nerds would be so upset at me saying things like this, but this would go so well as the side for like a fucking burger or even just barbecued sausages. No tornadoes in Dubbo. We did get one incredibly over-the-top extreme dust storm when I was a teenager. No tornadoes, though. Occasional very big storms, and one time a really serious fuck-off dust storm. Oh my God, that's so nice. Oof, I should just start a whiskey club. So yeah, Abigail, it's mainly the Spanish Habsburgs you're reading now really doubled down on the inbreeding. You see, like their noses and chins get out of fucking control. So many defects from inbreeding. Ugh. Okay, I haven't tasted that for a little while. Fuck me, it's good. It is really fucking good. And it tastes way smokier than it smells. Just cleanse that. Safa, you think you experienced mini tornado? Well, we got windstorms. We got windstorms that would like fucking tear corrugated iron off roofs and stuff. We get very high winds sometimes, but not tornadoes. That's different. Okay. So Archie Rose from Sydney. We go from Melbourne to Sydney. 55% back down to 49%. Oh my gosh. That smells like caramel. Ooh, it's like burnt caramel. You know how you get that sometimes with desserts, like a brulee? This has a really fucking awesome brulee aroma. Ooh, it's like, yeah, someone's just torched the top of your dessert. Damn, that's really nice. That doesn't taste nearly as smoky. It's there. Oh my god, it's nice though. I was thinking, me going like, that's like a brulee dessert. Non-whiskey drinkers are going to smell and taste this and go, the fuck is wrong with you? That smells and tastes like petrol. It's so fucking yummy. Oh, that is good. That is some good shit right there. Okay, Talisker, 10-year-old, which I did have earlier in a cup of tea. Just smells way smokier. Oh, and it's got the thing. A lot of scotches have they almost smell like Band-Aids. That's a really common thing people say. It's like, oh wait, it's got an almost disinfectant smell. It almost smells like Band-Aids, which is not a great tasting note, is it? Or an aroma note. Smells like Band-Aids. I was going to say ammonia. It's not ammonia. It's there's another word for it. I can't fucking think of it. But it's sort of like Band-Aids. Chuck it on the label, Band-Aids. Mentioned earlier, yesterday years old, found out Marie Antoinette, last queen of France, she was a Habsburg. Jaw not as pronounced, but a lower lip was out there. There you go. No, it's not just me. People always say that with a lot of the Scotch whiskies. There's an aroma like Band-Aids in them. But I also, it's like honey and smoke as well. It's great. I feel like I'm breathing the air in and out from a bonfire. There's just this smokiness on my tongue and in my breath at the moment. It's like so much smokier than the Australian ones. Damn. There is a distiller in Tasmania. Okay, so for those who don't know where the smokiness comes from, they talk about peated whiskies. They actually cut up the peat from bogs on the British Isles. People used to use it for their fires in the house. Hello, Hannah, by the way. Is that Mrs. Angry telling me she's going to bed? She got a bit of a headache. She's going to bed, so I can't be too loud. That's okay. Popping in quick. And I wish a Merry Christmas to you, Hannah. And thank you so much for dropping in to say it. Middle of a last-minute crochet project for a cat. That sounds important. Thank you so much for dropping in to say hello. Love to hear from you. Oof. That's pretty fucking good, though. For all me saying, tastes like Band-Aids. Smells like Band-Aids. I don't mean it in a bad way, but that's the sense memory that it conjures. Cat likes to sleep in crocheted bags. So you make him a fuzzy green one. Looks like they gutted the Grinch and made him a sleeping bag. That's they are giving me Star Wars vibes. Empire Strikes Back. Cutting open the Grinch to sleep inside and go, oh, I thought they smelled bad on the outside. And that's what I mean. I mean, it smells like Band-Aids, not in a bad way. But it's very reminiscent. So seriously, I should go out and get the box that the Lagavulin came in, because the hype on the box is fucking ridiculous. I mean, I love it. I love the way people just go for the hype with the descriptions and the tasting notes. But this one is just off the hook. I mean, I always claim booze is medicinal. Oh, I swear to fucking God, next time I've got a cold, or God forbid COVID, I'm making a hot toddy. I got this fucking kick-ass ginger liqueur in the fridge that we got last time Mrs. Angry and I went to the fucking Yarra Valley. So good. But that and one of these smoky whiskeys and tea and like some lemon and honey. Doesn't even have to be tea. Just be hot water, lemon, honey, ginger liqueur, and smoky whiskey. Fucking medicinal. Yeah, ice cream time. Your dad's Irish, swears by hot toddy. Some dairy milk chocolate security. But yeah, I started the stream with a variation of a hot toddy called Le Pays Bis. Chamomile tea, peated whiskey, honey, and elderflower liqueur. It's fucking awesome. And what I love is because it's hot, and so the smokiness of the peated whiskey just wafts up in your face because of the hot water. It's fucking awesome. It's really good. Anyway, my first straight taste of my other Christmas present to myself, Lagavulin, 12-year-old Isla whiskey, peated, 57.25%. God damn. So that's like almost 115 proof. Damn, Daniel. So that's a strong motherfucker. And also, they're just renowned for being super smoky. You're having Santa getting shit-faced cocktail. Nice. Gingerbread cookies and a glass of milk. Fuck yeah. My God, that's so smoky. It's incredible. Oh, very tingly on the tongue. Wow, you got to be careful. Oh man, this is so warm. It's just like warmed all the way down. And the taste is just sitting on my tongue like it hasn't gone away. Now my saliva tastes like smoky whiskey. Damn. Oof, that's just heat and smoke though. So I think where this is going to come into its own is just as a little note. Like make a cocktail and just say, you know what, put a splash of that in for a really strong smoky note in the cocktail. And again, hardcore whiskey people will be so fucking angry at me for that. But that normally goes, the normal price for this in Australia is $220 a bottle, which I would never fucking pay. But the evil people, and I love them, at Nick's Wine Merchants said, hey, we've got some, we're selling it for $100 off. $120. It's suddenly, for such a high-end whiskey, that's a reasonable price. And I couldn't resist, and I got it. It's my Christmas present. And this one, it's back there, the rye, which was also quite tasty. It was also like 40, almost 50% off. Oh, man. Oh, that shit warms you up. Oh my God. Ooh. I'm actually just going to do a search. Does Scotch taste? Does Scotch taste like whiskey? I love the autocomplete. Does Scotch taste like whiskey? Does Scotch taste good? Taste like band aids. Okay, yeah, okay. Popular science. Why does Scotch smell like band-aids? Let's fucking go. And there's actually a bottle of Lagavulin as the illustration. I'm going to share this. Super duper cocktails. Hell yes. Hell fucking yes. Yeah, no, I was serious about them smelling like band-aids. Look, okay, this is a popular science article. Why does Scotch smell like band-aids? Because it fucking does. And there's some Lagavulin, but a 16-year-old, which my friend Rob, who fucking loves Lagavulin, he said 16-year-old is better than 12-year-old, but he likes the 12-year-old. Okay. Why would Scotch remind people of things that are not delicious? It's not a coincidence. Group of chemical compounds called phenols. Subcategory responsible for the flavor in Scotch, some would call medicinal. Yeah, that's when you're being a bit more polite, calling it medicinal. Creosols are used to dissolve other chemicals. A product called Lysol. Interesting fact from Wikipedia. Lysol was advertised as, oh God, I remember these ads for disinfecting vaginas. Jesus Christ, I've seen those ads. They're terrible. How do these tastes and smells end up in Scotch? They're naturally present in peat, partially decayed plant product, often consisting mostly of mosses. Scotland's basically covered in the stuff. If you compress it, squeeze out the water, it's an efficient source of fuel for fires. Since Scotland has tons of it, not many trees, country's namesake. Yes, so people would use it to heat their homes in Scotland and Ireland, peat. And they would use it to roast the grain that's going. So whiskey is essentially distilled beer, and beer is essentially rancid grain, fermented grain. But peated stuff it's roasted with peat, and the smokiness of the peat gets absorbed by the grain, which carries through even into the distillation. Scotch is made by soaking barley in water, which lets it malt or germinate. And then it's dried, which is when the phenols enter the picture. All right. And the same aromas are in Sharpie markers. That's why some people say Scotch and whiskies generally and Scotch in particular smells or reminds them of Sharpies. No, yeah. Oh, sorry. I just saw that. Do they scorch barrels? No, they actually roast the grain before they malt it. So, peated whiskies, the grain is above burning peat, and the smoke from the peat infuses it, and then that's fermented to make a mash, which is it's essentially beer. It's normally not drinkable, but it's essentially beer, and then that gets distilled, and the smoke from the peat is so strong it carries straight through into the distillation. The Archie Rose one, it was smoked with Australian woods. Let me see. They've done a couple of different ones with different wood. What is this? Is this one stringy bark? Oh God, it's such little fucking letters. Jesus Christ. Okay, my old eyes. need a fucking torch for this. Okay. Crafted by smoking heritage rye malt from New South Wales. Yeah, with native stringy bark tinger. So this one, the smoke is not from peat. It's from stringy bark timber. I know they also do a red gum one. I had a red gum one. I finished it. There is a distiller in Tasmania who does a smoked whiskey. They smoke it by burning sheep shit, and they actually call it holy shit, as in WHOLLY. And I have tasted it, and it's really tasty. It doesn't taste like shit. It tastes like a peated whiskey. Sorry, any of the disinfecting vagina. Oh yeah, no, that's mid 20th century. I've seen the ads. It's terrible. I ate Vegemite all the time as a kid. You feel like there's a bogan equivalent of peat-infused whiskey. It's just can of VB left near a bushfire. Okay, you want bogan. There is this maker, and actually I kind of heard they might have been going into receivership. I'm not sure. But there's a whiskey you can get at some bottle shops called Ned, and it's obviously, invoking Ned Kelly. It's and their goal was definitely to be affordable and compete with things like Jim Beam and Jack Daniels, whereas all the other Australian whiskey makers were trying to be high end. And like the two cheap whiskies I tasted earlier, there's nothing wrong with Ned's. It's a really good mixer in particular, but they have one which they call their Bathurst. I forget what they exactly call it, but it's invokes this. This is the bogan thing. The Bathurst supercar races. They have barrels of the whiskey in a container, and then they have these big speakers where they blast at high volume the sound of the supercars going around Mount Panorama, and that actually causes vibrations in the barrels. And as silly as it sounds, that would have an effect on the taste of the whiskey, because making the barrels vibrate would change how the whiskey interacts with the wood subtly, but it would have an effect. And it's a gimmick and joke, which I love it as a gimmick. But yeah, you can get Ned's whiskey quite cheap, and if you're just using it as a mixer or for cocktails, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, in terms of like sipping it, you're never going to go, oh yes, that sipping Ned's really competes with the Starward Lagavulin or the Archie Rose rye malt. It doesn't. But as a mixer, it's fucking fine. Well, that's a stereotype, Safa. I mean, based on reality. How much Vegemite? I'm one of the people who's like, no, you use a very moderate amount of Vegemite. Never had Ned's. I mean, not that bad. Also, they do pre-mix as well. I remember at an event, Mrs. Angry and I went to, I was going to a talk from someone from Ned's, and he was giving us all these different whiskies to taste. But they actually started us with a can of their premix. I think it was Ned's and Dry. It was actually pretty good. I was genuinely surprised at how much I liked it. I was like, oh, I don't normally drink premix. This is actually quite good. Oh, I feel like I was going to do one other tasting, but no, I think I did 3 different tastings. The cheap whiskies, the rye whiskies, and the smoky whiskies. Damn. And damn, but the Australian whiskies were very good. Now I got to decide. Oh, well, I got all these ice cubes in. That one, non-alcoholic. And I do have the dry ginger ale with no sugar, which was half price in the supermarket. So I wanted to try it. Yeah, I should get 10 cents back on the container. Oh, damn, that's really bubbly. It's got a lot of bubbles. Honestly, if you get any sort of needle and they don't give you a lollipop, that's a fucking ripoff. I want to get it when I get flu vaccinations at work. Give me a lollipop, motherfucker. That's a ripoff if I don't get a lollipop. Hey, Heine, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, I still haven't changed my tagline on this. And I feel like we kind of agreed. The Notorious B.I.G. Is it a Notorious B.I.G. bartender or Notorious B.I.G. cocktail fan? Why am I putting that there? Don't put that there. Put it here. I don't know that I got feedback from y'all. Should I keep it simple and say the Notorious B.I.G. bartender, or be a bit more accurate and say Notorious B.I.G. cocktail fan? Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, man, that dry ginger ale. That's pretty fucking good. I like that. Oh, yeah. That's going to fucking chill me out. Hell yes. You want Santa to be safe around automatic aerial defenses? Santa's got to be really careful around Jersey and the States, because they've all gone fucking nuts and are imagining shit in the sky. If they see Santa's sleigh, they're going to shoot him down. Santa's going to fucking cop one. So if you got to go early on go train to go home. It was weirdly cool yesterday and today. Like, I got fucking rained on in the city and I was actively cold. So overnight minimum of 13. Ooh, they've upped the maximum to 31 from 30. So what's it going to be early in the morning? Damn, only about 14 or 15, apparently. Ooh, and they've lowered Thursday from 40 to 39. So short answer is it's going to be fucking hot. And they were saying the overnight low would be 20. Now they're saying 22, which is not great. Which does speak to me keeping the aircon on. But the overnight low Thursday going into Friday is going to be 15, which is far more agreeable. So we're getting a turn. So they're saying Friday, 23, then 25, 26, 30, 27. Damn, we might get some more fucking hot weather next week. Wait, what day of the week was that? Sorry, my fucking brain's not working. New Year's Eve is Tuesday. Not super hot. I remember, God, there was a fucking New Year's Eve where it was still 35 at like fucking midnight. And the cunts down at this when I was living in East St Kilda, and the cunts down at St Kilda Beach just fucking trashed the beach, and they just left all their shit there, broken bottles and fucking assholes. And as locals, we were finding broken glass on the beach for 12 fucking months. It was really fucking annoying. Didn't you already ask, and didn't I already answer? I didn't go into the city today. Fuck that. Went in yesterday. I didn't go out of the office, but as I mentioned, the train was very sparsely populated. The office, very sparsely populated. Needles are not that big in a deal. And it also sounds scary. When there's like needles on the beach and people getting needle stick injuries, but literally no one has ever contracted a serious injury from a needle stick injury on a beach. Like everyone, of course, the big thing you're worried about is HIV, because it's more prevalent among intravenous drug users than it is among the general population. But nobody has contracted HIV or any other serious illness from a needle stick injury in a week. It's still fucked. You don't want it. But Oh, okay, man. That zero sugar dry ginger ale, fucking yum, man. Today I went to the supermarket, uh, and the car park was a bit more fucking fraught than I like. Um, and I'm just sitting in my car swearing at people about how fucking stupid they are and where did they get their license and get out of the goddamn motherfucking way. But the actual supermarket was not that stressful. The car park was, the supermarket wasn't. Okay, fun fact. Safi, you're saying it looks like ginger beer. The difference between ginger beer and ginger ale. Okay, so ginger beer is literally a fermented drink. It can be non-alcoholic or alcoholic, but ginger beer is literally a fermented ginger-based drink. So it has that beer-like taste, whether it's alcoholic or not. Ginger ale is made from a base of ginger syrup, so it's not fermented. Ginger ale is not fermented, whereas ginger beer is. And I much prefer ginger ale. Ginger beer is fine. Some people really like and ginger beer tends to have a hotter ginger flavor and be less sweet than ginger ale. So it's down to your personal taste. But I prefer ginger ale to ginger beer. Do Americans have more ginger ale? No fucking idea. No idea at all. Oof. So, but yes, I'm much more a fan of ginger ale. It's also a really good mixer. Ginger ale with whiskey, brandy, gin, rum. It's fucking awesome. Oh, I should have done that right into the microphone. Switch my microphone to stereo. Yeah, well, Justin's traveling through. He might be traveling like he was going from Hawaii to the continental US. You smooshed your face into the tummy of a large fluffy cat. Well, that's always fun. That's always a positive. Well, no, not always positive because sometimes the cat gets upset and fucking claws you. But oh man, that ginger beer is good. I mean, I like the mineral water too. There's much more flavor in the ginger ale than in the mineral water. Oh, you should always make friends with magpies. So it's really funny. What's funny to me is because we have so many magpies in this area, and magpies do breed all year, but spring is their most prominent breeding season, which is why all the swooping happens in spring. But now most of the magpie offspring are being taken around by their parents to try and go. And you can tell because the offspring, the juvenile, are almost as large as the adults, but they don't know how to make magpie noises yet. Like, because I love magpie song, but the immature ones just do this weird squeaky peep, peep, peep thing because they don't know how to make proper magpie sounds yet. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, magpies love it if you mow the lawn because that exposes all the bugs and worms to them. Yeah, great way to make a magpie friend, mow the lawn because heaps of bugs and worm get exposed to them. Abigail, many scratches, only lost half my blood. No regrets. Sounds like a winning proposition, Abigail. Oh, no, the partner was killed. Damn. That's right. Yeah, I'm just thinking of the juveniles because went for a walk with Mrs. Angry today through a park, and we're seeing it. You get them in groups of 3. So adult males, the black and white, the white on the males is really white. Adult females, the white bit is actually gray. It's a mixture of white and dark feathers, so the bit on their back is actually grey. Juveniles, their back is also grey, so it can be quite hard to tell when you see one and its back's a bit grey, going, is that a juvenile or an adult female? Because the juveniles are basically the same size as adults. They're almost the same size. It's like, hello, my large adult baby son won't leave. But you see them in groups of 3 and they're all pecking at the grass. And the juvenile gives themselves away by being really anxious and making these weird peep, peep, peep noises. Can't make proper magpie noises. I find it very funny. Heine, growing more brain cells gives bird the song. Yeah, I don't know. There you go. Hey, Rottweiler dude. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. All those things. It's all good. Now that you're ice creamed up, cats are being patted. Crafting. Nice. Finishing a gift. Good stuff. Oh, I am really enjoying this ginger ale, though. Oh, my God, that's really good. Talking about ice cream, I always get like, ooh, what, like ice cream on a stick is on sale in the supermarket. And I got a gay time variation I hadn't seen before. I think they're saying like inspired by chocolate caramel slice. It's pretty good. I haven't had a gay time in ages. It was pretty good. So even just saying that. Ooh, you want to jump on the stream? I mean, maybe till about 11. I'm just like chilling and stuff. I don't know if Pat's still there. Pat wanted to join. I'm putting out an invite. Anyone who wants to join. Pat was wanting to join earlier, but I don't know if he's still there. There's thing, yeah, I think it was like 30% off. I'm like, I haven't had a gay time in ages. And look, there's a flavor I don't know. I'm going to get that. And I had one earlier. Pretty good. Didn't mind it. It's nice. Little crunchy biscuit, chocolate caramel. It's all good. So I had that after I had my like chicken burger roll type thing. My dinner was fucking great, actually. My dinner tomorrow is going to be fucking awesome. This Indian banquet we got. Yes, I think Australia is the only place where gay times are sold. Also reminds me of a really fun social media post when they brought out the salted caramel one years ago, and they're calling it a salty gay time. And someone who had a fairly big following posted on social media like, "Oh, my dad just gave me a salty gay time. So good." And then they posted a bit later, apparently my American friends need some clarification. A gay time is an Australian ice cream confection. Get your minds out of the gutter. Alan's reintroducing orange. I don't know what that is. Do you mean Jaffas? I don't know. I saw Christmas Jaffas. They were red and green. I'm trying very hard not to eat too much crap this Christmas. We shall see how good my self-control is. But yeah, fucking switched off my alarm. I don't think I'm going to switch it back on, even though I am working on Friday and Monday and Tuesday. Wait, where's the fucking calendar? Okay, looking at when am I working? Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's a public holiday, and then Thursday, Friday. I'm working Thursday, Friday. Not going to the fucking office though, and I just don't think I'm going to turn my alarm back on. Fuck it. Rob Mills singing at the Christmas carols. I feel like I don't know who Rob Mills is. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I do not fucking know who that is. I was listening to various bits of music before the stream. I was like on YouTube. I'm always fascinated by DJs from Mars. They do mashups and they do an annual best of the year, and they'll do like 40 songs in 6 minutes, and they just do mashups of all the big hits of the year. And because they're mainstream hits, I don't know 90% of them, and I'm sure some people would hate the way they do mashups. I quite like it. So I did watch that tonight, and I didn't recognize 90% of the songs because I'm not a young person listening to mainstream music. And I was listening to a whole bunch of weird things. And then I saw on the potential things to watch Dubbo's Finest, The Reels, with According to My Heart from like 1979. It's like, because they were weird and edgy and kind of gay in their vibes. So when I was a teenager in Dubbo, that was pretty risky. But by about 82, 83, if you were really edgy in Dubbo, you'd be into the Reels. Because, they're on Countdown and shit. And it's like, oh, a band from Dubbo on Countdown. And honestly, they did really good pop music. But yeah, it was you're doing a fine line in a fucking homophobic town like Dubbo, being into the Reels, because it's a bit edgy. So, but in retrospect, I do really like their music. I like their early stuff, and I like their later stuff that's more sophisticated than their early stuff. And they did a lot of covers in their later stages, and they're actually extremely good at doing innovative cover versions. So kudos to you, Reels, as Dubbo's finest export. That's what I actually commented on this old video. Like, it was uploaded 10 years ago to YouTube, and it's from 1979. There's a few comments on it, and I just felt compelled to write a comment while I was listening to it. Like, yes, Dubbo's finest export, the Reels. I was just kind of looking at them. You wouldn't believe they're from Dubbo. They're all really skinny, so they're probably on drugs. They're probably on drugs, making them skinny, and they're all just a bit different. Very, 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 very not Dubbo. On the plus side, Safa, almost no one from Dubbo knows about the stuff I did on YouTube. Some of my friends from school and stuff do. Kathy dropped by very early in the stream to say Merry Christmas. She's awesome. It's always great to see her. I get the occasional Dubbo person come on and say howdy. But I don't think even they're particularly well versed with the stuff I've done on YouTube. It's more like I've ended up being Facebook friends with a couple of people. Kathy's awesome, Safa. She's really good. And honestly, if I'm, I was an asshole at school. I was probably far less nice to Kathy at school than she deserved. But when we interact on the Facebook, because we're old people, it's very charming and amenable. I'm actually not. One of my sisters is on a fucking cruise. She's posting pictures from New Zealand, Milford Sound. I think Mrs. Angry is doing a group call with some of her siblings on Christmas Day. But I'm not. So I might crash Mrs. Angry's call because I've met all her siblings when we went over to the UK. Oh, okay. I wondered where you went. You got a call. That's okay. Do you still have the link? I don't mind reposting it. if you want to, because I'm planning to vibe on for, I don't know, half an hour or so. So some company while vibing, always good. It's like Pat's given up on me. He wanted to join earlier. I wasn't quite ready for it. But I don't know. Was he just trying to get an alibi for going off and doing some hits? Hey, we've had this conversation before, Safa. English people think Mrs. Angry is very Aussie. Aussies can still pick up Mrs. Angry's English accent. It's all perspective. Ooh, okay. Home for the Elderly is back from the food trucks. What Dave Mason CD is? I assume it's like a compilation of stuff he's done over the decades. Very talented guy. Like a lot of talented people, I think he was kind of troubled. Don't want to presume too much, but from a few interviews I saw over the years with Dave Mason, I think he might have been a troubled individual. Because he was definitely like, I do not fit in Dubbo. I need to get the fuck out of here. And his dad was a conservative politician. At one point, his dad was the leader of the Liberal Party in New South Wales. He was never premier, but he was, for a period, leader of the New South Wales Liberal Party while they were in opposition. And Dave and his siblings were definitely not Liberal Party people. Sava, I was nowhere near as weird as Dave Mason. I didn't get weird till I left Dubbo, honestly. I'm very, very, very influenced by peer pressure. So there's a lot of peer pressure to not be weird. I think I probably failed really badly to suppress my weirdness, but I was not weird in the same way as Dave Mason. I was certainly nowhere near as creative or talented as Dave Mason either. But yeah, these days I definitely don't fit into. I don't know. I have, look, to be fair, I have no idea what Dubbo's like now. I haven't been there for ages, but certainly in, say, the 10 years after I left Dubbo is when I would go back more often. It's kind of like the generic insult, which I would get a lot. It's like, if you're not fitting in Dubbo, the generic insult is gay. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. You'll still hear Soph got Goslame. And they're taking it. I love Goslame, by the way. Oh, and Unplugged. Like, so Dave Mason Live. Damn, that sounds good. Because he had a really good voice. I'd love to see a track list of what's on the Dave Mason CD. Put it on the Discord or whatever. Because I'm quite intrigued as to what the song list would be. It's a good thing. What's it, 10:30? I'm kind of tempted. I haven't made a cocktail. I've just been tasting stuff all night. And I had this ready to make, and it's still melted. There's only a little bit of ice there, but enough ice to chill a cocktail. I'm thinking of just making an old-fashioned, but ooh, you know what? Rye whiskey with a little bit of smoky whiskey. Okay, I'm gonna make an old-fashioned with the whiskeys I got myself for Christmas That's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's fucking go. Oof. So, line from Deadpool and Wolverine, which I kind of have an urge to rewatch. Oh wow, that's a hell of it. Okay, sugar syrup. Let's put a little bit of sugar syrup in here. That's probably enough. All right. All right. Man, that is such a fucking good sugar syrup. Okay. Rye whiskey from San Francisco. San Francisco, open your golden gates. Okay, and we're just going to put a little bit of the Lagavulin in here. We're still getting glug, 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 which I like. Now, bitters. Let's fucking mix it up a bit. Orange and aromatic. And is that black walnut? Yeah, it's black walnut. Okay, we're going to mix this shit up. Orange bitters. Aromatic bitters. And black walnut bitters. All right. And I'm going to put some orange peel in here. Because fuck it. Why not? Because that's the way, I like it. Okay, let's get a bit of this orange peel happening. All right. Oh, that's pretty good. I don't need to strip that. Spritz. Oh, nice bit of orange oil. And a fucking cherry. Come on, man. Let's get a fucking cherry. Also, the other thing I did, Nick's Wine Merchant, who I got those 2 bottles from, they're like the cheapest place to get maraschino cherries from as well, like $20. And they can be up to $25 in some places. But so I was going, fuck it, I'm getting those 2 whiskeys. I'll also get a backup thing of cherries because I do have a backup jar. There's not that much left in here. Now I've got 2 backup jars. Hell yeah. Not going to run out of cherries. And we're going just made in the glass with the old-fashioned. Slightly experimental. Old-fashioned. Yeah, Santa's my booze merchant. I fucking love that I got it today. Like when I ordered it last week, I thought I might get it before Christmas. But it wasn't my intention. And there's a lo and behold, got it Christmas Eve. Hell yeah. I'm a booze doomsday prepper. I haven't seriously thought about it, but just in very broad brush strokes, if I stopped buying booze today and kept drinking it at my normal rate, I think it would take me 5 years to get through all the booze. It's so fucking stupid that I keep buying bottles. But it's just fucking, I'm obsessed. I'm a collector. Oh my God, that's good. Oh, fuck. That is a good old fashioned. Fuck yeah. So, yes, both Rukasan and Safa saying wowzers. Dude, I fucking need to I feel like I need to have like a booze club or something where people just come around and going, hey, let's all taste this stuff. What do you think? What do you think of this? Because this is stupid amount of alcohol for one person. But I have this as a collector, I'm kind of obsessive. When I was at college, it was vinyl records. Not that my vinyl collection's that big, but then I was collecting comics, books, and about it was actually COVID that shifted my obsession to booze, and my booze collection's like at least 4 times bigger than it was at the start of COVID. I kind of think, like, you're talking about how to share this. I was kind of thinking have a social club, which like want people to do good deeds, like not even to pay for the booze that we share. It's just like, this is our motivation to do good deeds, because then we're going to come together in the social club and say, well, I've done this, this, and this. Like, those are all good deeds. You have increased positivity in the world. Let's have a drink together. Oh my God, that's really fucking good. Oh, I thought that would be a good old fashioned, and it's a real fucking good old fashioned. Ah, fucking yum. God damn. God damn the pusher man. I fucking love that old fashioned. Again, what is it? Just like a 1 PLR. Yeah, what nights am I going to stream? Probably not streaming tomorrow. Almost definitely streaming on Boxing Day, Thursday night, and Friday night, and maybe Saturday night, maybe Sunday night. Who fucking knows? Was I a Derby fan? I don't even know what that is. Am I missing something? I mean, probably I miss a lot of stuff. Not necessarily that quick on the uptake. So I'm going to finish this and go to bed, I think. But Derby's a Twitch streamer. Okay. Oh, I love Twitch streamers who do Red Dead Online. There's various role play servers. And there's a guy who's an actual actor who's actually really well known for improv as well. He was the lead in the comedy series Silicon Valley a few years ago. And when he does Red Dead Redemption, is very good. And he hadn't been doing Red Dead for a while. And he started a new character in Red Dead today. And I happened to catch him. Middleditch. His surname is Middleditch. Thomas, I think, is his name. Thomas Middleditch? I'm not sure. Dr. Abigail was just trying to join and it never worked. So she's trying again. I thank you for sending those links, Asafa, but I'm a tight ass. That $20 off is not good enough. From $70 down to $50, not good enough. I want it to be down to like $20 before I buy it, because I'm a fucking tight ass. But I do greatly appreciate you thinking of me and sending me that link. And also, apart from all the Red Dead things, Grace, who has actually come into the stream to say hi a couple times on Twitch. Her screen name is Pisces Cherry. She normally does Valorant or oh god, that other team shooter. My fucking brain's not working. But I watch a lot of her streams just because it's fun and because her friends and fans are fun. So when she does team stuff, the chat with the team is really entertaining. And she's done a couple raids on this stream in the past, which has been good. And she's just popped in occasionally to say hi. Fortnite, thank you. I fucking always forget that. And there's Dr. Abigail. Hello.
I finally made it. Hello.
Nice.
So for some strange reason, I couldn't. StreamYard just wasn't working with my VPN.
Damn, whatever. StreamYard's weird and idiosyncratic. Like those times I have trouble at the start of the stream where it just won't work, where it's just going, you don't have a camera or microphone. And it's going, I fucking do, you know?
Yeah. And how it sometimes just does not recognize that I have the same webcam every time, but it doesn't choose it. And the same microphone.
It's like, Home for the Elderly is clearly can you point your phone out the window? What's the view like out the window? Or is not if you're near your home. We don't want to give
that
away
red glow is from his little name tag there.
That is what it looks like. I don't think he can hear us.
Check out what I made.
Ooh, what's that?
Goo.
Goo.
It's so slimy. It's the most slimy, like slime that ever slimed.
Ooh.
It's just so slimy.
What's the purpose for the slime?
It's a type of glue inhibitor.
Oh, okay.
It can be used as glue as well in a pinch, but it's like now that I've got it on my fingers will be forever slimy until I wash them.
Yeah,
like
okay,
it's that
fair enough.
slimy. It's like, yeah, it's like it's so slimy, and I just got a pinch. It's like it's got the consistency of like cum or something, except it doesn't congeal. It is water based.
That was the thought that occurred to me. Yes.
Yeah, it is water based.
Oh wow! Sorry, I just like I feel that he has doing it out the front. Now I feel like we're playing Grand Theft Auto or something.
I
should have said that. I don't want them to have an accident, but yeah.
Anyway,
it's all right, the gang's joining. Bro,
hello.
How you doing?
So, what it actually is,
I heard Gil and I thought I'd drop in.
Yeah,
is methyl cellulose.
I've actually heard of that. Yes.
Which is actually non-toxic to a point, like anything, and can be used for a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. And Jude's joining us from Vegas, our second Vegas person. Sorry, Charlie, go.
Vegas person.
I was going to be rude and I bit my tongue. Don't worry.
Okay. I think that was a slide.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, no, it was me not saying what I was going to say. It's a figure of speech.
You was going to say something rude.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I could, like, my delicate sensibilities could take that kind of rudeness.
Because we never talk about crass or rude things on the stream.
Yeah, ever.
Ever.
In all the time I've known you, Angry, you've never been crass. In all the time I've known you, you've never been crass at all.
I know.
Ever.
It's always been G-rated.
Yep, above board.
He's
never
being
mentioned
elegant.
anything.
Yeah. Look, I want to show off this shirt. I mentioned it earlier, but it's funny, like, because these all come from some cheap Chinese warehouse. But this one, I feel like, is definitely someone who does not understand Western, holiday celebrations, festivals, and they've matched this up. So there's like 4-leafed clovers, like it's St. Patrick's Day, and then there's holly and berries, like it's Christmas. and it's just like they've got some different bits of clip art and just whacked them all together, and it's like it's like those things. And I never knew if they were real, but people saying this was a shop window in Japan at Easter. They had the Easter bunny on a crucifix, and it was kind of like because it's like they haven't quite understood
hilarious.
Western things, but I never knew if that was real or a joke. But and yes, it is a Festivus shirt.
This is PVA mixed with methyl cellulose.
Oh, okay.
So what it gives you is a glue that has the strength of PVA, but
Hmm.
it basically doubles the drying time. So it gives you
Okay.
a really forgiving PVA.
Oh, so if you stick the wrong things together, you have the opportunity to change them.
To move it around. Yeah.
Oh,
They're
nice.
talking about
And normal
come-
PVA. Sorry, I missed that joke.
Sophie was just asking what you girls are talking about.
We're talking
I
about
can't hear you. He's
you.
got his headphones on. I'm in the
Okay.
silence.
They're
Ah.
talking about glue. They're talking about glue.
Glue. So yeah,
Right
normal PVA
circumstances.
dries
Use glue.
quite quickly.
In the right
And especially-
circumstances, cum can be used as glue.
Well, we've already made the association between this stuff and cum, so that's okay.
So yeah, if you're gluing a large page, normally when I'm making a book, the
Oh,
largest
is this
page.
your bookbinding stuff? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So the largest page is like A5,
Yeah.
and PVA is fine. Like
Yeah.
it'll half of it might have half dried by then, and I can get a book cover down by then. But
Yeah.
I'm doing an A4 book at the moment, and
Okay.
it dries too quickly. So I've made up this methyl cellulose mix.
Oh, okay.
And
nice
and I'm doing a
functional. I like it.
leather binding as well. So
Ooh.
I need both. I need the methyl cellulose for
Yeah.
the leather, and I need
Yeah.
the PVA mix for some of the pages, especially
Alright.
the paste down, the paste down, and the what do you call them, the end papers.
Bind.
The end paper. Yeah. Also, I
Yeah.
love Jude saying wrapping presents, they're all the same size. We just give out like DVDs. That's an excellent plan.
I
As Agro used to
production.
say, it doesn't matter if your presents are big or small, as long as they're expensive.
Yeah.
So a few months ago, I bought this book. It's
Wrapping
Japanese wrapping with fabric. The
Yeah.
Japanese art of wrapping. So I don't, because I mean, I never got present giving, let alone why the fuck do you wrap them? But this year,
Yeah.
and I always used to give gifts in gift bags anyway.
Yeah.
But now I can fucking wrap them in fucking decorative and functional fabric wrapping. So this is a gift I'm giving someone.
Oh,
And it
wow.
looks,
That looks great.
yeah, look
looks
at that. It's, I know, right?
I really like that.
Yeah,
That looks fabulous. Love it.
classy.
Oh,
Look, this PVA mix hasn't even started to even dry it. That's how long
it's good and
it's a
functional.
blessing and a curse.
Talking about packaging, when I got the bottles of booze, it was very funny. The Lagavulin came in a special box, but they packaged the bottles up in
That's
these
our
very
hospital.
packaged the
I'm not
bottles up
showing
in these
outside. We're too
things
close to home.
to make sure the bottles didn't break. But
Doing
then they're like, but you maybe want the special Lagavulin box. So they flat packed the box, the special box, in with everything else. So it's like the bottles were in these cardboard things with wrapping to keep them safe. And it's like, here's the special box if you want the special box too. I should get it because it's absolutely wacky the way they talk up the flavors. Because I might go to bed soon, but I want to read this. So I'll be back. It's just out in the kitchen. I'll just go get it.
How long you been doing bookbinding for, Abigail?
A few years now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really enjoy it.
What got you into it? Just, I'm going to do this today,
Um,
or was there like a
Like-
catalyst?
like all of my hobbies, I saw a cool YouTube video and thought, I'm
Yep.
gonna give this a shot. And yeah, turned into a full hobby. This is the book I'm currently making. The text block.
Oh, yeah.
I've done the headbands, and I've got 2 bookmarks. These will be the book covers. There's 2 of them here, and the leather is down there.
Ugh, okay, that took me longer to find than I thought it would, but I found it.
So do you design the books as well, or just find them?
Well, I mean, I design the covers. I've got book cloth if I want to do a cloth binding. Ow! I just ran over my toe. That's
Damn.
painful.
That does sound bad.
So yeah, this is a buckram book cloth.
Okay.
It's a nice navy color, and it's backed with like a paper, so that when you glue it to a grey board for the book, the glue doesn't seep into the cloth and ruin the cover, and it holds imprinting and foiling really well if you're gold stamping the cover.
Ooh, nice.
And for this book, I'll be using this suede leather that I bought
Ooh, nice.
as an offcut. Yeah. So
That's
this
nice.
is
Nice. Yeah.
yeah. It's I don't know what type of leather it is, but it's suede cowhide.
Okay.
Italian something. Hang on.
Mine was good. I had a vegetarian dinner tonight.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I don't
Italian
usually have vegetarian meals.
tannery.
Yeah,
Cost
I
me
don't mind.
$50,
$50.
but it's a pretty big.
That seems like a
section
lot of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a big book, so
Yeah.
I got it especially for this project. So,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
it's sueded as well. So, the only thing is I don't have a paring knife.
Yeah.
Because you need a paring knife to use leather on a book to pare
Okay.
the edges.
Yeah.
To get them nice and flat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to improvise, which will be difficult.
Yeah.
But I have a really, really devilishly sharp and awesome blade. This is
Like a
like a
scalpel.
really,
Yeah.
it's a really good craft blade. It's like
Nice.
amazing. And I've got 2 of them. I'll show you. This is dedication to the craft.
Yeah.
So this is my box of bookbinding tools.
Yar.
So this is spare blades for that blade
All right.
here. So
Yeah.
if I ever need to break off a section, it's got a sharp. This is a sharp spin for those sections.
So the bits that you break off. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and when I need a new one, I can just like flip open that and pop out a new one.
Yeah.
Like it's got new. Oh well, you can't really see them. They're just in there. So yeah, so it came with like 10 or a dozen new blades.
All right.
And
if you ever need to cut a motherfucker, you're set up. Yeah, that's okay.
But I've also got this one here.
Yeah.
Is an ultra thin blade.
Okay.
So this one's actually like, I mean, to the human eye, you can't tell, but
they are actually different.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Yeah, ultra thin, and that came with its own spare blades as well. Yeah, and these ones will break on their own.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I'm gonna do my show a bit now. This is the box that I got, and they had actually flat.
Oh
packed
yeah.
it.
Oh wow.
I can do this, and you can see it's flat. They actually they thought maybe you want the special box. We'll just stick it in there flat packed. But so the bottle wasn't in this. The bottle was in a protective thing. But you can see there's a phoenix on here. That's their logo for this. This is Lagavulin Isla single malt Scotch, aged 12 years, special release. The 2022 special release. Now, the place I bought this from, they said this was 220. We're marking it down to 120. I went, okay, that's a serious fucking markdown.
That's decent. Yeah.
But are you lying? And I went on Dan's, and Dan's had the 2023 special release, $220. And I'm going, oh, Nicks aren't lying. They're literally selling this for $100 off. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting that. There's a little, you probably can't see, there's a little golden thing there. It's a crest. It's got a dragon and other things. And it says here, crackling spice rises from the smoky intensity from a combination of virgin oak casks and our smokiest reserves. But that's, if you think that's hyperbole, there's you see all that? That is non-stop.
Oh, so there's 3 paragraphs of hyperbole. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I've had
before I go to
whiskey,
bed.
yeah.
Before I go to bed, I'm doing the hyperbole. Here we go.
So we get the dramatic reading. Let's go.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, this is me doing a dramatic reading. Yeah. As our legend goes, one extraordinary day, the King of Islay was reborn. A spark of sunlight fell from the sky and set the land ablaze. When the flames subsided, the scorched earth was veiled in thick smoke. Suddenly, new life rose from the ashes in shimmery feathers of honeyed gold and rich crimson. A regal phoenix soared above, the wings of fire powering the stills of Lagavulin, amplifying its spice intensity. So that's why they have a phoenix as the icon on here. Now, talking about the actual whiskey, Lagavulin has long been the home of legends. It's a rocky bay was crowned with a castle by lords of the Isles who ruled long ago. The distillery rose in succession, deeply respected, a king reborn to power. Made in the birthplace of distilling, this iconic Islay malt is intense and smoky, steeped in history and lore for over 200 years. So that's 2 paragraphs, and they haven't even mentioned the whiskey yet. It's now I think we're talking about. Now you're just setting the mood. 2 paragraphs of mood setting. Now I think we're talking about the whiskey. In this deep expression from virgin oak and our smokiest reserves, peaty casks lead spice and smoke on their eternal dance with deep sweetness. The smooth, oily start shines with sweet richness before lemony citrus and sea salt add freshness and an explosion of spice to savor. Mid-palate, the taste becomes more drying, its smoky intensity ever growing. Great waves of peat unwreathe the long, smoky, spicy finish. Now, new-fired Lagavulin sears to fresh heights of spiced smoke. In other words, it's a smoky whiskey. It's all that goes into it's a smoky whiskey. I fucking love how whiskey makers just pile on the wank when they're just. It's fucking awesome.
I really feel that should be followed up with, but they were all deceived for another whiskey was made.
Yes. Oh God, yes. Oh, hat tip to you, sir. That's perfect.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm going to open a distillery and do that. I'm going to do a really wanky thing, and the final thing. But they were all deceived, for another whiskey was distilled. A master
In the
whiskey.
fires of Melbourne.
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh
In
God.
the land of Melbourne, in the fires of whatever suburb it is gonna be
Probably
in.
Spotswood. I think
In the
I think
fires of
Spotswood is where
In the fires of Spotswood.
There
oh
came
my
a
God, that's so
secret
fucking funny.
whiskey.
And I swear to God, literally just in Metro Melbourne, there are probably 12 whiskey distilleries. It's just
Yeah.
like it's unhinged how many distilleries there are. There are
Wasn't it
literally-
you saying there's
Because it's
there's
just-
only going to be like a tenth of those in like 5 years from now?
Yeah, because most of them are hobbyists and they can't keep going. But there are literally hundreds of distilleries. More commonly, they're like
Because it's so
gin.
easy to set one up.
Oh yeah, but to do whiskey,
Yeah.
you have to be dedicated
I
because
feel like it's quite expensive, isn't it? Isn't it quite expensive
yeah.
to set up a distillery?
Interestingly, I was just as a hypothetical doing this with our expert. Oh God, I've had too much to drink. I'm forgetting her name. Abigail. Who am I thinking of?
Who? Kirsten?
Kirsten. Thank you. Yeah, no, my. And it is much more expensive to set up a whiskey distillery than a gin or vodka or rum or
Beer,
brandy
yeah.
distillery. But she's going like,
Well,
yeah, no. If
whiskey
you were setting,
requires a beer.
that's stage one.
brewing.
You essentially make beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirsten said, yeah, if you're serious and you wanted to set up to be a whiskey distillery, which is going to take you a minimum 5, maybe 10 years to start releasing something, it's about $5 million. She's just going, just very broad benchmark. The gear you need and the time you need to set up, you need about $5 million to set it up. And I was like,
Goodness. Yeah.
damn. Whereas if you want to start making gin in your garage, it only costs you like $500 to actually have something set up.
Moonshine. Yeah.
You can potentially make really like. I've got some gin that I got from the Caulfield markets from a dude who literally does it in his garage in the suburbs of Melbourne. I'll get one. Where are we?
Can't you sometimes like? Isn't there a risk of getting the wrong type of alcohol like when you're doing homemade gin though?
Yeah. Yeah. Getting methanol.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
Doc? Yeah, the wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
The type that you can't drink. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got it.
Like
You've got
those
to
people in Bali.
poison someone. Yeah.
If you're doing it properly, the risk is very minimal, and the amounts are minimal.
Yeah. So this is the guy who literally does it in his garage. This is Nick's Small Batch Gin. And again, there is tiny little writing on this. And fuck all you people who do tiny writing or low contrast.
Oh, mate, yeah.
So,
Orange background with white text. It's like, oh, you bastards, you know.
So the type of poisoning that those backpackers got, to achieve that level of poisoning, you basically have to ignore the tops and tails and just put them all in the alcohol. They didn't want to waste anything and wanted to maximize all their profits. So if you're following the rules and dumping the tops and tails like you should be, to even a minimum standard, you're fine.
Yes. So basically, those people who were methanol poisoning, they essentially knew without any doubt there was a very high probability they were going to poison someone, and they just didn't care.
They just didn't care.
No.
They were not taking out any of the tops or tails where the methanol comes from.
Yeah. And actually, if you ever wanted some more detail on that, I just continually refer to the Whiskey Tribe YouTube channel, but they have some very good videos where they distill stuff just for fun. They come up with something weird and go, can we distill this and turn this into something? And they will
Were they the
explain
guys
whole
that-
plots and tales and
Were they the guys that distilled Mountain Dew into a
I think multiple
distillate?
people have done that, but they do it with a whole spec. They're a whiskey distillery, but they will occasionally
Okay.
go, can we do something with this or something with this? But they explain the whole tops and tails things and the hearts and how at various stages it might be 70-75% alcohol, but most commercially released spirits are released at 40% alcohol. Oh, I just noticed on this a thing I didn't realize. 10% of sales from Nick's is donated to charities that conduct breast cancer research. So good on you, Nick.
Oh,
He's also
bonus.
a nice guy. I had a chat with him. So this is his gin with wild rosella. I also love Australian gin distillers use an enormous amount of Australian native botanicals, which is another thing Kirsten told us. The Europeans who were making gin for centuries, they had a couple of dozen botanicals to choose from for flavoring. In Australia, with the native plants, we have hundreds of botanicals.
Oh, I worked it out.
from.
I remember when I worked it out. Mathematically, there are so many botanicals that we could use here in Australia that you could taste test one gin every day for the rest of the age of the universe.
Yeah.
And you even like, I think it was like every minute for the age of the universe, and you still wouldn't get through every combination of botanical that Australia has to offer right now. Although we are doing a pretty good job of reducing that number.
Yeah, we are. That is true and unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one, the primary native is wild rosella, and I was just saying, oh my, this is such a nice gin. Like it's got the juniper, which is the core thing of gin.
Yep. Is it a dry one?
It's comparatively sweet. I would definitely not say this is a dry gin. It's not.
See, I keep my gins in the freezer. You keep them on your desk, don't you?
Because when I'm making a cocktail, I will stir it on ice. But if I love Blake Lively did, it never stops being funny to me that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively just keep doing ads for aviation gin in their movies. It never stops being funny to me that they go, my character should drink some gin at this point, and it should be aviation gin. And they're like, yeah, whatever.
He doesn't even own any stakes in the company anymore, but he's contractually obliged to do it.
They bought him out for like $300 million, but there was a clause, you have to continue to be the spokesperson for 5 years. And he did a really funny video where when that story broke that aviation had been bought, and it was for like hundreds of millions of US dollars. And he's just making this video like, I'm rich, bitch, fuck everyone. And then he was like, another video, I just read the contract where I'm contractually obliged to continue to be the spokesman. So I want to apologize to anyone I told to fuck off in the last. It was so funny. But there are so many movies with either Ryan Reynolds or Blake Lively where there's like, I'm just going to look, here's a bottle of aviation gin. I'm just going to.
Yeah. And The Rock has one like that too, a tequila.
With Terramana, his tequila. Which
is that what it's called?
And it's not even that great of a gin.
No,
I mean, it's not bad.
No, neither was the Skull vodka, but
actually, Crystal Skull vodka.
That's That's actually
It's
a
a-
pretty good vodka.
It's an exceptional vodka.
It's
Yeah,
a really
it's-
clean, crisp taste.
Mm, it's a
And that's
really
what
good sipping vodka.
if I was gonna have something, it's like technically vodka's like a neutral spirit, so it shouldn't have a strong taste. But for me, it's like something when you chill it, like you keep it in the freezer or you put it on ice. It's got this really crisp, clean taste to it.
Yeah, I do
And-
not regret buying a whole bottle of Crystal Skull vodka. It was a
No.
really good vodka.
Oh, it's worth it for the bottle alone, I guess.
I
you know, like
literally,
keeping a
I have
Crystal
two of the
Skull.
bottles which I bought just for the bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it just to drink.
But
Like,
it is a good vodka. It is, and I
It
have
is.
some little ones that I got from a airport last time. Sorry, no, I've got the hiccups. Last time I flew internationally, I got a couple of big bottles, and it's like, okay, you still have $40 left of alcohol you can get. And I went, hey, look, little bottles, tiny little skulls. And so I got like 4 little bottles of Crystal Head. So I have skull bottles that go from this big to a decanter that's about this, that holds about 1.5
Wow.
liters. So I've got like,
I forget where it is.
I have 6 different size skull bottles now because I haven't outgrown my teenage thing of skulls are cool.
Pat calls them mementos, you know.
Yeah, but I probably one of my I saw this clip not that long ago because I haven't seen the movie. I think it's called Gone Girl. It's got Blake Lively in it.
Yeah, that's with Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Yes, Ben Affleck is maybe and it's what's her name? Who became friends with Blake Lively's character?
Wasn't it Casey Affleck?
No. This movie has Ben Affleck in it.
It's Ben Affleck, yeah.
It has an Affleck.
But anyway,
One of the Afflecks, yeah.
What it? Yeah, it affectatious Affleck.
There's a martini scene in it where I can't remember Anna Kendrick. That's right, Anna Kendrick's in it. And Anna Kendrick is just like an average person who ends up becoming friends with this just incredibly rich person who's Blake Lively, and they're friends. And like Anna Kendrick makes, I think from what I've seen, she makes martini. And Blake Lively basically says, like, that's shit. And she goes, here's how you make a martini. And she's got martini glasses in the freezer, along with a bottle of
that's that joke.
aviation gin in the freezer. And she goes, okay, this is it. You get your vermouth. And she splashes vermouth into this glass that's frozen and swirls it around. So a little bit of vermouth sticks to the frozen glass and then throws the vermouth out and then gets the bottle of aviation gin and just pours like about 3 ounces of gin into this glass. And then just goes, that's a martini. And it's like, well, that is a glass of extremely cold gin, certainly.
So this joke that you both keep reminding me of.
Yeah.
Every time you mention putting something in the freezer.
Yeah.
I like my men like I like my coffee. Ground up and in the freezer.
Oh.
Fair enough. Sorry, I just reminded me of the old airplane or depending what country you're in, flying high or airplane, where the 2 kids who are dressed and talking like adults, and the little boy's trying to impress the little girl. And it's like, do you want milk in your coffee? And she goes, no, I take my coffee like I take my men, black. And it's just
so can I do one real quick one?
Like sorry, what?
This is an influence from Dr. Abigail, Silver Sun Pickups.
Hey,
Ooh,
nice.
So I got my first Silver Sun Pickup CD.
Nice.
And this is the Dave Mason CD that we were talking about. I was still out when I was talking about it. So
right.
Quasimodo's Dream. Sorry?
Tell me the track list, but I was hoping you'd post the track list on Discord.
I can do that instead. I'll just do that instead.
Yeah, but I Dave Mason's a fucking legend. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I like there's a whole series of these acoustic CDs that came out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Aussies love acoustic. Have you noticed that?
They do. They really do.
Yeah,
Do they?
we really love our acoustics.
Trying to find-
Do we?
Okay.
Or unplugged. Yeah, there's a lot of it's on the radio a lot. Always, Triple M
Yeah.
loves that shit when they got like Jimmy Barnes and unplugged.
Because you got to post this. This
Yeah,
this
because
is
all the
Say what
music
I
venues
do.
keep closing.
This is a meme I posted on the Discord the other day. Sarah scribbles, which I find very funny. And this is about wine, like two types of wine drinkers. That one guy, and he's saying all the really wanky things about wine, and I can taste this. And the second person goes, "Yep, that tastes like wine." And I posted, "This is me, and this is angry with whiskey." I go through
Yeah.
whiskey and try to identify flavors.
Yep.
And Mrs. Angry goes, "Yeah, that was whiskey."
Yep. That's whiskey.
Yep. Was definitely whiskey.
Yeah.
So the thing about music places, live music venues closing is oddly enough because of insurance, mainly because of insurance.
Insurance going up.
Yeah, and insurance vendors, the premiums going up, and local councils refusing to help out with that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which they
Oh,
can,
God.
they have in the past.
And the thing
Um,
that never stops frustrating me, and this has happened in all the capital cities in Australia, the really vibrant happening section of town, and then a bunch of apartment buildings get built because this is the funky place, and then they complain about
Yeah.
the noise, and all the venues get shut down, and it's like, get fucked.
Get fucked.
Um,
Yeah, right.
It's like, don't fucking live there if you don't want noise, for fuck's sake. It was like literally you're going, oh yeah, this is the cool, vibrant, happening part of the city. I'm going to live here. Oh, wait, now I'm going to make noise complaints. It's like, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it.
Yep. Yeah, it's.
I'm going to go back into watching
worst.
mode.
All right, fair enough. I'm probably going to go to
I'm
bed.
still crafting.
Yeah.
I'm crafterooning.
I love this from Heine. Crowd surfing is illegal because it's too dangerous. I don't know if anyone can shut it down, but I'm having now flashbacks to when I saw the Pogues at the Enmore Theatre back in either late 80s or early 90s. And it was from, actually, I can work out when it was, because it was for If I Should Fall from Grace with God. If I Should Fall from Grace with God. When did that come out? 88. Okay. So I think this is the Pogues' first tour of Australia. It was the late 80s. And I went in the Enmore Theatre, which was packed, and I was up the front, like in the mosh, essentially. Everyone was just pogoing. It was really good natured, but it was just kind of because I'm only, which is just jumping up and down on the spot.
Oh, okay.
But there was this
And you're
massive
seeing the
crush.
Pogues.
No, not to do with the Pogues. It was just things generally just bouncing up and down. There's this massive crush of mostly male sweaty bodies and mostly taller than me because I'm not very tall. And I was squished between bodies. And at a certain point, it's like, I don't know, I was moving and bouncing. And I realized, my feet aren't touching the floor anymore. This is really... I was literally suspended between bodies that were pressed against me, and I was just being bounced around, and I'm going, something weird has happened and my feet aren't touching the floor anymore. And if anyone on either side of me moves, I'm going to fall and get squished. But anytime anyone fell, and I didn't fall, but anytime anyone fell, it was so good natured, people would back up and there would be a protective wall around them. And people just form this protective circle, and someone would reach down and grab them. And if the person was all fucked up, they were like, yeah, you need to go. And they'd kind of get handed back to the back. But if they were okay, they just lost their footing as someone would pull them up and go, you're okay? Yep, okay. And then it would just squish back in.
Nice.
But it was an incredibly disconcerting feeling to just actually be pressed between bodies and bouncing up and down. And at a certain point, going, my feet aren't touching the ground. I am completely reliant on the people either side of me because I have no control over what's happening at this point. But
Yeah.
that was the Pogues. That was
Cool.
just before.
Were the
Like-
Pogues recently on Saturday Night Live? Like
I
for
have
their
no
final
idea.
show?
My short answer would be probably no, because Shane McGowan died a few years ago, and he was definitely quite severely fucked up for a couple of years before that. Because it was always amazing. Like in the 80s, he was famous for fucked up teeth. You call him tombstone teeth. It was like knocked over tombstones in a disused graveyard. And they gradually, his teeth kept rotting and rotting. And I've seen pictures where he has no teeth,
Yes, that's right.
and
yeah.
there are just black stumps in his gums.
Yes.
But
I've seen
then,
that.
then he got false teeth and he suddenly looked okay. And I saw an interview with him from maybe 10 years ago, and I watched it, and he'd had his false teeth and he looked good, and he was really
Oh.
coherent. And I went,
Yep.
he looks and sounds way too good for someone who's been abusing alcohol for 30 years. But then I saw a video which was probably from a year or so before he died on some TV, and he talked very much like someone who had an acquired brain injury, whether that was just from the alcohol abuse or if he'd had a stroke or multiple strokes. It definitely, his whole life was catching up with him because he couldn't speak very well and he was slurring everything. So it was he wasn't drunk. It was very clearly an acquired brain injury, whether it was from alcohol abuse alone or if he'd had a stroke or multiple strokes. And then he died about a year after that.
So I just looked it up. It was not the Pogues, it was Hosier. Don't know how I got those two mixed up, but
They kind of sound the same. There you go.
weird sounding names to bands, I guess.
And of course, for
Yeah.
those who don't know, the Pogues is a contraction of a Gaelic insult or challenge, Pogue Mahone, which is kiss my ass.
Cool.
So someone joked with him at one point, if you're the Pogues and Pogue Mahone is kiss my ass, does that mean your name's actually, your band is actually Kiss? And they laughed and said, Gaelic doesn't really work like that. But
True. Yeah.
But so yeah, Shane McGowan lasted much longer than he should have. And again, the tour I saw was just before he got absolutely seriously fucked up by alcohol. Like there were stories of him doing whole concerts basically lying on his back on the stage and just got the microphone because he couldn't stand up because he was so fucked up. And that was it. I think I got to see him kind of like the last year before Shane McGowan got really seriously fucked up. But it was very interesting because in the early Pogues albums, Shane McGowan sang everything. He wrote the vast majority, and he's an incredible lyricist, and he sang all the songs. In the later albums, more and more songs were written by and sung by other members of the Pogues. And it's not because they were suddenly becoming more egalitarian. It's because Shane McGowan was becoming less able to write and sing songs. So
Yeah, okay.
you get their last few albums, and more of the songs are written and sung by other members of the band because Shane McGowan was just getting so fucked up. I don't know if anyone ever interviewed him, like particularly in the later days, like, do you regret like 3 to 4 decades of alcohol abuse which have clearly killed you? And it's like, yeah, I have no idea if he would have gone with, I'm just a party guy and I would have gone with it. Or if he's gone, yeah, if I could go back in time, maybe I wouldn't drink as much alcohol, because he had a very bad relationship with alcohol for many decades. Home for the Elderly, did I do a tribute to Shane MacGowan? I mean, we could do it one night because he's an incredible lyricist and singer. Like, there's an EP, a really good one that's from the 80s, like about 87, 88, called Poetry in Motion. It's got the two standout songs are a really upbeat, rollicking one called London Girl, and a really nice mellow one called Rainy Night in Soho. But that was really good. And also they published a book of Shane MacGowan's lyrics called Poetry, because the joke was, poetry, poetry in motion. But he's an amazing, he had the Irish gift of writing and singing, but he had the Irish curse of alcoholism as well, which is certainly affected a huge amount of literary figures in Irish history, and also just normal people in the Irish population. But and I love, I've seen that as well. Younger Australians aren't drinking as much, which is obviously a good thing. And I've seen that in various media things about, pubs are saying, they're just not drinking. Like, dude, shut up. You sell poison, okay? I refused, as much as, I love booze and I make cocktails on YouTube. I refuse to pretend alcohol's not poison. I refuse to pretend alcohol's not a social ill. I feel like I have a reasonably healthy relationship with alcohol and I'm not fucking myself up too badly, but I refuse to pretend that alcohol is not a dangerous poison that causes a huge amount of social ills. It's just like, God damn it.
Yeah, truth.
And yes, Home for the Elderly. That's the most famous Pogue song, Fairy Tale of New York.
Oh yeah,
which is definitely a Christmas song.
So that's why I got them mixed up, because Hosier sung Fairy Tale of New York
because he is
on
Irish.
Saturday Night Live. They sung that song on SNL the other night.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's the connection.
Yeah.
I'm not going insane.
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could be wrong, but I kind of think Hosier is Irish. I'm not sure.
Probably.
I think he is.
I mean, guessing.
But,
who knows?
The original version.
Let's look it up.
The original version was the Pogues, and it was Shane MacGowan and Kirsty MacColl.
Yeah, Irish. Yeah,
he is
right.
Irish. I thought he
Irish
was.
Musician.
Fairy Tale of New York is very big with Irish people because in the Hunger, which the English like to refer to as the potato famine, as if it was a natural occurrence, where it was actually a deliberately inflicted famine to fuck up the Irish population. It was fucking an attempt at genocide of the Irish population by the English. Angry's getting political. Bet you didn't see that coming.
What?
Angry doing
Politics.
Some angry political stuff. But yeah.
I just don't have room in my life for politics.
Yeah, the Irish diaspora in America.
Diaspora.
Well, depends where you went to school. But I think your pronunciation was probably better. Diaspora. Kirsty MacColl, who sings, and she is, I guess, her two most famous ones. She did a cover of the Billy Bragg song "A New England," which was great, and he actually wrote an extra verse for her because his version's only 90 seconds long, and she was like releasing it as a pop song, and he's going, probably needs another verse. I should write another verse for you. And she also has a really fun song called "He's on the Beach," and it's about her boyfriend in England who leaves and goes to Australia. And she goes, I don't know what's happening. He's left. He's on a beach now. And it's a really good pop song. He's in Australia. He's on the beach. And she's still in England and she's going, I don't really understand, but he's completely changed and he's really happy and he's on a beach in Australia and he's surfing. And it's like, okay, sure. But also, that was her solo stuff, but she's very famous for singing with Shane MacGowan, the original version of Fairy Tale in New York. Sadly, she died quite a while. She died way too young, and not for a really obvious reason like Shane MacGowan. I don't think she had an alcohol abuse problem like Shane MacGowan. She just died young. But yeah, I love that song. Like the original, the first line is, "It was Christmas evening in the drunk tank," and the chorus is, "The boys of the NYPD choir still singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day." It is a song of someone whose life is fucked, and they are literally locked up in a cell because of how drunk they got on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. I'm gonna tap out.
I'm gonna tap out. I'm going to bed.
I'm getting too distracted. I gotta finish this project.
You got to finish that.
And half of it is waiting for glue to dry.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is like, and if I don't get it done, there's going to be hell
It's
to
just
pay.
not going to happen.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I've not heard Shane MacGowan was a heroin addict, but seriously, even if he was using heroin, it was not doing as much damage to him as the alcohol abuse was. Like he literally had 3-4 decades of absolutely hideous alcohol abuse that were just destroying his body.
Alcohol, when you drink alcohol, it enters every single part of your body.
Yeah.
It's so water soluble. It just every single part of your body, it goes everywhere.
He was fucking everyone, organ in his body. My favorite thing, there was an interview that was done for French TV in the 80s, and I remember seeing it, and it was done in a pub before one of their gigs, and there's a French journalist talking to Shane MacGowan, and Shane MacGowan's got like 6 empty pint glasses in front of him while this guy's talking to him, and they're talking about various things. And the bit I always remember is the French interview going, do you drink before you perform? And Shane goes, yeah, I'll have 2 or 3 bottles. And that's 750 ml bottles of beer he's talking about. And the French guy goes, did you say 2 or 3 bottles? And somebody goes, yeah. He goes, I'll whiff him a meal. It'll be with my meal.
Oh, yeah. That makes it better.
That was a normal night for him, was drinking several, like 3, 4, 5 liters of beer.
Look, I'm not a medical doctor. However, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that is a tad excessive.
Again, the boy was a genius, but he had a real bad relationship with alcohol. It was I think my relationship with alcohol is kind of okay, occasionally acrimonious, but Shane MacGowan's relationship with alcohol, very bad, very, very bad.
I sat on these glasses at one point, and now they are forever crooked.
They're a bit
make
crooked,
my face look crooked. Yeah,
they're a little bit crooked. Yeah,
yeah. I sat on them, and now they're crooked.
Yeah, I'm eating a cherry, which means I'm going to bed. So you all have crispy Crimbo. Happy Hanukkah.
Namarie.
So I doubt I'm doing a stream tomorrow night, but I'm almost definitely doing one on Boxing Night. So Thursday night, Friday night, probably doing streams. not going to get super messed up on Thursday because I am working from home on Friday. But Friday, who fucking knows? I might be whole
So-
Shane McGowan by Friday.
Every night with me is the golden gay time. Just
It
saying.
is.
Especially
And-
for the ladies.
Yeah. And it is
Anyone
hard to have a
can
gay
do
time on your own. So,
True. Anyway, good night, everyone.
you'll take care. See you
See you
another
guys.
time.
Have a good Christmas.
You are totally fucked up!